Okay, so let's get going with and continue with our lab. So on our lab, last time what we did was we created the two machines, right? And hopefully, actually, we created two machines plus the two hypervisors as well. And then we connected, the last screenshot was this, where we connected the two hypervisors, Esxi1, Esxi2. So right now, what we need to start is the hypervisor. So two machines and hypervisors. So we're gonna start all four now. Week 5, and we need air conditioning and fans here. Okay, so let's start our 4 VMs, and okay, so I'm just gonna go to my VMware workstation and start, and also we wanted to check out the hardware resources that we have given to our virtual machines here. And I'll just get back to the diagram where we decided what kind of hardware resources we're going to put there, and put it okay. So it does not get directly copied to paintbrush from there. Okay, so these are the machines that we created, and we just need to know where we are so we could go ahead. So we first understand where we are, and then we go ahead. So our server 1 is 2 gigs RAM, and then 6 GB RAM is given to server 2, and 4 GB RAMs are given to the two hypervisors. And last time what we did was we tried to open the browser here, and from the browser we made a connection to your first ME6501, which is the first hypervisor of VMware. So we made a connection last time to this E6501 hypervisor from our server 2 Windows machine. So that's where the situation is, and what I would recommend is that when you do shut down the machine, or especially when we install the huge application like vCenter, and after that when you shut down the machine, so it's better to go suspend the machine instead of shutting down. So next time when you start the machine, now vCenter is a very big application. It's going to take a long time for its services in the background to fully start. Well, when we do install vCenter, at that time I'm gonna let you know about this, that just suspend the machine, so when you unsuspend, they're going to start where exactly you left it from. Okay, so let's just start our machines first of all. So it's 15 June. The last class was on 15 June. Yeah. So this means that should remove my test machines, because I created with you the all 4 machines here. So first one, power on, second one, and that's 6 GB, power on. Third one is Esxi1, 4 GB, powering on, and Esxi2, 4 GB, power on. So I hope everyone has started their 4 machines. Yes. Okay, thank you for the reply. All right. So.
Wait, I have not.
Oh, okay. So yeah, server 1 is starting for me, 2 GB RAM. Server 2, 6 GB RAM, starting still. E6i1 starting all the services, agents and demons or daemons, and then Esxi2 is also starting. Now, what we need to do next? Let's just discuss that first. Oh, it's logging me in from my built-in VMware Workstation account. It's not logging me in from my administrator account. So, guys, as those who are logged in from server 1 and server 2, you can just open command prompt there. How to open a command prompt? Just right click within the server 1 and go to command prompt admin, right? Command prompt and command prompt admin. So, just like last time we put who am I, just try to put who am I command here in server 1 and try to put who am I command in server 2 as well. So who am I command in server 1 and server 2, right? I'm going to go to server 2 as well, and here it did not log me in from my built-in account, so it's logging me. It's asking me for the domain administrator's copy account that we created last time, and we're going to use this your first name admin to log in from server 1 and your first name admin to log in from your server 2 as well forever. Well, no, Brahim is asking, shall we upload the screenshots or create the screenshots of OMI? No, not right now, but we just need to check, are we logged in from the correct account or not? So I'll let you know when screenshots are needed. So I'm just going to sign out because I logged in from a wrong account in server 1. So I'll sign out and I'll click these 3 buttons here to send Control-Alt-Delete. And then I'll go for other user and your first name admin. Make sure that you're logged in from your first name admin from both server 1 and server 2. Can we log in from your first name admin from E6i1, E6i2 as well? Anyone? So can we log in from E6i1 and E6i2 from your first name admin? So there's a yes and there's a no. So can we log in from your first name is admin account, which we created in Active Directory? Can we log in from that account from hypervisor?
From where, how do you want us to log in? I'm not unable to get that.
No, this is a question. Can we?
Where do I try? How do I try to do that?
Don't try. Just give me an answer for that. So if you don't know, yeah, then wait for it. But this is just a question. I'm not saying go ahead and try. So the majority of you are saying no, we cannot log in from your first name admin from hypervisors. Anyone has a reason for that too? Okay, Iman says yes after adding what? So guys, basically you're right. Those who are saying no, we cannot log in from your first name admin from hypervisors. Hypervisor is not Microsoft, right? Hypervisor is VMware product. So unless the hypervisor is added or attached to Active Directory, we cannot log in. But after going through the procedure of attaching a hypervisor to Active Directory, yes, then we can log in from Active Directory users from VMware machines as well. Right now, no way. Right now, you cannot log in from any Microsoft user from a VMware machine, right? Okay. Yes, it's not a domain system. Ifyani says, Sandeep says we didn't join them to domain. Okay, yeah, we can say that too. joining them to domain. But it's like, yeah, we have to go through the procedure of first attaching them. Pretty much it can be set joining, but not the way Windows machines join to Active Directory. And Shabino says because the account is not created. Well, yeah. So the main thing is you have to attach VMware hypervisor or vCenter to Active Directory first. That's a separate process. After that, you can log in from any Active Directory account from vCenter, which is VMware product, or hypervisor, which is also a VMware product. Okay, exactly. Brian says two different systems, and I can't imagine any link between them. Yeah, Brahim. Yes, there. When you join a domain, when you join a company, normally you would see that you will be given, or anyone would be given who joins the company as a VMware admin. He or she will be given a Microsoft Active Directory account, and you will be asked to, hey, go ahead and log in from this account from vCenter, which is a VMware product, which we will be installing soon. Well, you will be able to log in. So yes, they can be linked together, but right now, basically, they're not linked yet. Okay, that's an upcoming lab as well. So, okay guys, that's very clear, and I just wanted to go for server 1 and command prompt admin, and yes, and here, who am I? So, it's the domain name backslash your first name admin. You should be logged in with this. If not, sign out and sign in from your domain backslash your first name admin account that we created last time, right? So, it says get updates, and okay, so I'm logged in from server 2. I think I already run that. Who am I? But make sure that you have that correct account you're logged in from. If that's done, let's go ahead, guys. So server 1, server 2 are logged in, right? And ESXi1, ESXi2 are already started, which is good. And last time from server 2, we were able to connect to ESXi1. So let's do that. So everyone inside server 2? Yes. Okay, thank you for the reply. And then if you're in server 2, we will be opening our Internet Explorer browser, this one. So open Internet Explorer browser. What we're doing is go ahead and connect again to ESXi1 where we start the class last time, right? Go ahead and connect from server 2 to ESXi1 where we start the class last time. So, and last time, remember that we created the A records for the two hypervisors in our DNS server inside server 1. So now we're just trying to connect. So if I go to the diagram, let's just try from server 2 to connect to ESXi1. The way you connect to ESXi1 is the same way you can connect to ESXi2. Okay, that's 2. Or 3 or 4 or 5 or 5. Maybe you have 200 hypervisors, so that's the same way you connect to any hypervisor, right? So let's connect to ESXi1, and our screen should, so there will be first screenshot needed when you are successfully connected from server 2 to ESXi1 by opening this Internet Explorer browser, and then just typing http Esxi01. Your spellings have to be correct. I remember, Donald, your spellings are EXSI01. So just make sure you type that and not follow me. Others who have put their ESXI01, you can just go for that, right? So
Isn't that supposed to be your name, ESF501?
exactly. So, this is, I'm so tempting to say that, yeah, I was just testing you all. No, I forgot that. Thank you. So, if I go to server 1 here and go to tools, DNS, and forward lookup zone, humber.local. So, yes, it's exactly as you said, your first name, ESXi01. So, just ESXi01 will not work. So, it's your first name. Because I need screenshots here. In one other college where I teach, we don't need screenshots there. So, we just go with ESXi. So, and yeah, that VMware course just started there as well. So, I'm just going to go for your first name Esxi01. All right or all wrong? Okay. Oh, it's letting me actually. It's asking me to install VMware Tools. So guys, ignore what I'm doing now. Install VMware Tools because I was not able to install last time. So after shutdown, it's letting me do that now on server 2. So those who see that continue to this website. So it is showing self-signed certificate. Certificate is a, it's a security feature, and it offers authentication and authorization. So normally you need to purchase a certificate from CA, which is Certificate Authority, which could be GoDaddy.com or any other certificate authority, digicert.com, and from there you purchase certificate in $200 up to $2,000 per year, and then you download it here, attach it to the Esxi, then this error will not come, right? Otherwise, right now, continue to this website. We're just gonna click that and go ahead. Okay, thank God. We all really need that VMware Tools to be installed, because otherwise we can't copy paste anything from physical machine to the virtual machine if we don't have the VMware Tools. All right, so everyone logged in. So if you are connected, so it's still opening for me, still thinking, and I'll re-refresh, or I'll go for this settings and then internet options and then security and trusted sites and sites, add. So I'll repeat that now again. This is just to add your URL, local to your network URL in the safe sites. You can go to settings, then go to, if it's taking long time, otherwise you don't have to do that, right? Internet options, settings, in the browser, internet options, and once you go there, so you have general, security, privacy, content, connection. So you can go for, I was gonna say secretary, no, it's security, and then there is trusted sites. So security and then trusted sites, security and then trusted sites. So then click sites there, because you need to add this site there. So in my case, I already added that. For you, it will pop up now. Your first name is Esxi01, and then press OK. So then refresh again. OK. After that, and refresh again. So one day, Monday or Sunday, it's gonna open. Okay, it's asking again, continue to this website, not recommended. So I'm just gonna click that again. All right, now it's opening a bit faster. It's considered a safe sites by the browser. And so what's the username here?
Amir,
Yeah.
yeah, when I try to open that ESXi link on my server 2, that is the Windows Server 2, it says the page cannot be displayed. I don't get that certificate error.
Oh, page cannot be displayed. So check the spellings of Esxi. So go to the Esxi directly here. And what are the spellings you're seeing on the DCUI? This is the direct console user interface. So in the DCUI, what do you see? And then what are the DNS spellings that you have given? So then try again. Otherwise, connect from IP as well. It's gonna connect.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Firoz says type HTTP, and it's gonna work. So that is also, you can try that also. But it's pretty much HTTPS with self-signed certificate. It's working for me. But yeah, http:// your first name is Esxi01, and the username, guys. What are we putting here? This one, your first name admin, right? So wow, that's a lot of roots here. So exactly, it's root. So root and the password that you remember, small ABC, capital ABC, shift 123. So it's the root password, root and the password, right? Hopefully everyone is there, and I'll press the enter button. So guys, if you are logged into this, remotely connected to this, well, so if you're connected to this, that's your first screenshot for today. Yeah, last time we took it, I know. Okay, so yeah, that's your first screenshot for today. So screenshot name is connected to E6i1. Well, even the name is similar. Yeah, I know that too. Okay, so yeah, if you're connected to this, so connected to E6i1, connected to ESXi. So that's first screenshot, and I'm putting it on the OneNote as well as WhatsApp. So wherever you're looking, so you will see that you will be updated that, oh, that's the first screenshot. Okay, so screenshot uno. Hey, what was one in Japanese? I forgot. I think it was ni, right? Screenshot one and
It's Ichi.
et.
Ichi. ICHI.
Ichi.
Ichi is
Yeah,
one.
it was something.
Knees two.
Oh, okay. And knees too. Okay, thank you, sir. So it's Ichi. Okay, screenshot number Ichi, and that is connected to E. Okay, your first name ESXi01, and then so this screenshot, that is a must. You must all have that connected from, no, connected to your first name. So if you want to go for from, so from server 02 to E6i01, yeah, you can do that too. Those who have already written connected to E6i1, that's okay, right? From server 2 to E6i. Password incorrect. Paul, try to remember. Is there anywhere we can view password for root? Whoa, view? No way, man. Only hacker tools can show you that. Okay, Shabina has suggested a password. If you have followed the teacher, then this should be the password. Otherwise, whichever password you have given, hopefully you, yeah, defeats the whole purpose of the password if the password could be viewed. Connected from E6i1 or E6i2. From server 1 RT, so it is from server 2. See this? From server 2 to E6i1. Okay. And so guys, going through all these step by step, or as I call it, baby steps, we get to know that how, we can go ahead, how sharp we have to be, and we could be committing some basic mistakes there as well. Because if you're going to be hired in a company with 30 per hour job, so they would not expect you to forget your passwords, or if it doesn't work, there has to be a good technical reason. Yeah.
Kavita is not able to ping server ESXi 1 or 2 from server 2, but she can ping server 2 to server 1.
Server 2 to server 1. So server 2's firewall, turn it off, and try to enable both firewalls.
So done that.
Both firewalls are off?
Yes.
No, did you?
Both the firewalls are off. The gateway is getting just messed up. I checked on my machine also, but then it's the same. So, however, we were able to connect from server 1 to VMware on the machine. Just the ping is not working from server 1 to server 2.
Oh, just the ping? It's okay. Let's go ahead. So, yeah, if we are able to connect, that's okay. Ping is not working. Basically, so guys, one more thing here. When you say firewall is off, so that still is a question mark, because if you go to local server, and last time I also showed that, don't believe on that off. Well, it is on right now, but if it is written off here, don't believe that. Just click on top of that off as well. Oh, in my case, seriously, what's wrong with it? Okay, I'll turn off, but in your case, it happens in many cases that it is shown off, but there is domain profile that is on. So make sure it's all off. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, this was done.
Oh.
And sir, I tried even creating a reverse lookup entry because that was messed up, and it's still the same.
Oh, it's not pinging, right?
Yeah. So from server 1 to server 2, you cannot ping. From server 2 to server 1, we can.
Oh, okay. Well, firewall. Second thing is the that network setting, network card setting. Because from one side to the other side, if you can ping, so normally that is firewall. So click the off button and check if three red signs are you're seeing there. Three red signs. Oh, okay. So yeah, on the chat we're saying Paul saying, "Sir, sorry to bother you. No problem. My password is not signing in, but I'm sure of the password because I stored it on the system last week and
Log हो रहा है.
web credentials, and it's correct." Paul, just restart your whole system, and if the password of E6i2 is not working, just try to log in from the DCUI of E6i1 first. So I guess you're trying to say that you cannot connect remotely on the blue screen here. So if that's the case, then you can remotely connect to E6i1. So you can just directly come here and try put F2 and try to change that password if it works there first. Go F2 and then try this if you can log in like this, right, Paul? And okay. And Amarjeet has also put a password there. Try this, Paul. Otherwise, whatever password you put there, it's yeah, something that between you and the machine. Okay, so in chat, the Himan says, Amir, my 6i2 IP change after reboot. Is there any reason you could suggest, please? IP change? Did you give static IP? So static IP never changes. If it was left for DHCP, yes, it might change because of the lease duration being 8 days. So it could change. So make sure that it is static IP that you put statically put there. That's for Iman. Okay, guys, please do mute your mic because everyone's listening to the background sounds. Okay, I'll mute it for you. So, guys, we still have to move ahead as well because if we're stopped, there's so many labs there. The video is being recorded. Suppose you're stuck with some issue here, so we can wait for a few minutes, but we can't wait like for 15-20 minutes or half an hour because then we have just 4 hours and we have a very long list of labs. You can still do these labs because it is being recorded, and you can still do these labs during the week, and I'm going to give you enough time to finish that. I'm not going to cut your marks if it is marks, but we can't stop because of otherwise then I'll have to convert some topics to theory, and I want you to learn by doing it, right? So yeah, if you're stuck with something for longer time, so you can sit back and see and understand, right? Okay. Then there is Donald. I faced this issue of password during the week. At the end, I only delete hypervisor and recreate again with same parameters. Wow. Okay. Yes, Donald. I had to do that. Believe it or not, I had to do that once. I forgot the password, and I could have gone to YouTube and learned how to crack it, but it would have taken more time. So I just reinstalled the hypervisor again. Paul, so the password is correct on E6i. Password is you're able to log in from E6i. Wow. Then on the machine, try to remotely connect to that. So guys, Paul, also try from machine 1, server 1. And if it is correct there, it should work from here as well, the same username, password, root, and the user password, right? Alright guys, so let's understand what we need to do next because there's too much, very long list of topics there, and we need to go ahead as well. If it's taking a lot of time, you don't have to really put up that screenshot if you have any issues there, and you have to just go ahead and follow with the class, right? So now what we see here is we can remotely connect, but what can we do with this remote connection? So why are we here? So first of all, we can try the other client. First, okay, what am I trying to say here? Web client and Vsphere client. These are two clients, right? So within web client, we have IE, that sucks. Okay, and then there is Chrome. So let's switch to Chrome, and from now on, forever, that means forever, we are gonna use Chrome to connect to the other hypervisors, and especially to connect to our vCenter. So we need to have Chrome browser as our main choice of browser for the web client. But then there is a vSphere client. What is vSphere client? It is just like installed as a software, and because hopefully everyone has downloaded those ISO files there, and we one of the ISO files that we're going to be connecting later, I'm going to tell you which one. So install as a software, and it needs .NET framework, I think 4.5. It is discontinued from version 6.5. But you know, all the VMware administrators for eternity were using vSphere client, so they protested that, hey, you're leaving us with browsers, and you will see throughout the course that browsers kind of have their own issues, right? So having a client is so smooth, but VMware is pushing us towards web client. So but we just need to know how many types of clients are there. If you face an environment, suppose you're hired in a company where they have 5.5 older version of VMware, or you have 6.0, which also supports vSphere client. It's from 6.5. In fact, from 6.0, they were saying that, can you stop everyone on planet Earth, every VMware administrator on planet Earth, please stop using vSphere client and start using web client, and get used to it. And 6.5, they really implemented that. And then 6.7, I think upgrade 3 or 4, they reintroduced the vSphere client, and now it's version 7 is here. So yes, the VMware population or administrators, they really use that. So we're gonna try to check both. Now, first of all, let's just install Chrome here. Where? On server 2, we're gonna try to get Chrome. How do we get Chrome? We're going to give internet connection to server 2, and then from our IE, we're gonna go to, just download Chrome, just Bing it, right? What is Bing? Bing is the search engine for Internet Explorer. What a name. Okay, so let's go to server 2 and give ourselves internet connection, and then download Chrome. What we need to do is, we need to connect from Chrome to Esxi 2. That's the second screenshot. We need to download Chrome on server 2. We need to connect from Chrome on server 2 to Esxi 2. That's the second screenshot now. So I'm just going to put that here. Sorry, not here. So yeah, after this screenshot, so on server 02, please connect it to internet. I'm just gonna show you. We're gonna add a second network card. We're gonna keep it at NAT, the second network card. It's gonna be connected to NAT, and it's gonna give us internet connection, right? So please connect it to internet. So please do follow me, and do not change anything on first network card. So don't change the configurations of first network card. Just add a second network card, but see me how I do that, right? And follow me. So please connect it to internet, download Chrome browser, and then connect from Chrome to your first name, Esxi02. And that's where the second screenshot will be. So let's do this. Okay, so Amarji says we have different network, so can't connect to internet. We have different network. Yeah, so that's why we're gonna have second NIC added there, right? So guys, everyone on server 2? Yes. Okay, thank you for that reply. So if you're on server 2, how to add a second network card on server 2? Do not touch the configuration of the first network card. So I'm on server 2. I'm going to right click on server 2 and I'm going to go down to settings. Okay, right click server 2 and go to settings. And what are we doing? We're just adding a second network card temporarily to get internet connection. So we could download Chrome, right? So hopefully we understand what we're doing. And then click add here. There's the add button here. So right click on server 2, go to settings and click add button here, right? And then network adapter, right? Network adapter. So we're just adding a second network adapter. I'm going to click finish here now. I selected the network adapter. I'm going to click finish here now. As soon as I click finish here, so you can see that it's also on NAT. The first one is on NAT, but we gave a static IP to it. So it's being on NAT does not really matter because we give a static IP. It cannot have internet connection. But the second one, we're not going to give static IP. Why? It's going to get us internet connection from our local DSL router in our house, the DSL router. So it's supposed to just connect us to the internet with the help of second NAT network card that is connected to NAT, right? And second thing is that it's temporary. We don't need it permanently. So I'm just going to press OK here now after just adding network card and seeing it that it's on NAT, which is OK. So I'm just going to press OK. So if you see Trump on the browser, then that means we have internet connection. So if you have internet connection but you don't see Trump, just consider that you don't have internet connection and wait until or go to CNN directly. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so here once I can see that the yellow triangle on the bottom right is gone. This means that it has internet now. So, but I'm going to still go ahead and check. I already have a browser open, so I'm just going to click the other one, this other tab open, right? This one. And just go to some news site, CNN. Okay. Oh, I should have gone for weather news. We can't see Trump there. Why am I so political? Okay. So, well, one day, Monday or Sunday, it's going to go to that site. I used to boast about that. Hey, I have Bell connection. See, it sucks now. Seriously. Okay, so
You have to disable the other one because it has DNS and default gateway set as well. So it's trying to go through that.
no, we don't have to disable other one.
I did it.
Yours is not going to internet.
When I tried to add that the second network adapter, my server 2, I think it went off. It turned off completely.
It turned off completely. Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is no other choice but to turn it on. And
Let me see the changes. No, it came back on. Wait.
Okay. So yeah. So guys, it's kind of loading the site, but it's too slow for me. I think overall everyone's connection is slow today.
Okay, one more thing. So after we make those changes on the network adapter, do we need to make any changes on the firewall?
No changes. Just add the network adapter and expect the internet to be there. That's all.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, Olufemi is saying use.
Sir, I did not get the internet. I did not get the internet. I'm not getting the internet.
Okay, so
But in the taskbar, it is showing. Yeah, it's showing Humber or local no internet. Connect network connector. It is not showing the yellow triangle. It is showing.
okay,
It's
not
clear.
showing yellow triangle. So this means that now You know, for me also the internet came very very slow. So it could be
Okay.
that slow. Yeah.
So if we have internet, do we download Chrome
Yes. Go
or
ahead.
okay?
Those who got internet connection, go ahead and download Chrome. I'm just looking at other messages, so I'm just gonna say here in the Bing or in the, you know, IE, download Chrome. See this? Download Chrome. That's it. Go ahead, download Chrome. Connect to E6i2. Those who know what I'm saying. Okay, so Donald is showing a screenshot here. Insufficient disk space, Donald. So it's saying insufficient disk space. This one. Insufficient disk space. So in C drive, you need to create some more space. And if you have some extra machines, delete them. Delete all the songs and movies as well. I'm just kidding. Okay. So, but yeah, C drive is run out of space. Donald.
Sir, I did not get the internet. It's showing the page cannot be displayed.
Page cannot be displayed. Yeah, this was the same thing showing here. But just you know, okay, guys, if you don't get internet connection, you can also use Bridge. And how to use that? See this server 2. If we write, it's for those who cannot get internet connection, right? So right click on settings of server 2 and then go to the second network adapter only. So there's NAT that gets you internet, or there's Bridge that can get you internet. It's gonna expose your machine to the physical network here in your house, but yes, it's gonna get you the internet connection as well. If NAT is not doing that, just click the Bridge. But this is temporary, and we're gonna disable this network card later. Second one only, right? So for those, it's not happening, so just go for it. Yeah. So download Chrome, I just put that there, and then there's a download Chrome today. Yeah, I'll download Chrome today. Okay. Oh, you know, did we remove the IE enhanced security settings here? Oh, it is on. Okay. Okay. So guys, you might see that it might not let you download. In the chat, trying ping Google from command. If it doesn't work, disable the first network card temporarily. Okay, you can try that too. But try to put your network card back, first network card, once it is done. Okay, so for those the Google Chrome is installed, just you know, connect to E6i2. I'm gonna click download Chrome now. So okay, Firoz is saying go to chrome.com directly rather than Bing. Oh, okay, that's also good. Jagwan says, should I delete second network adapter after installing Chrome? Well, you can disable it. Yes, I normally delete it too. The second only, not the first one. Second one.
Sir, how to disable the first one?
How to disable the first one? Well, if you want to disable, then just go to the network card setting here. I'm in Server Manager, and then just click on any one of those. It will take you here.
Okay.
So just right click on the second one, and there's a disable. Oh, sorry, first one. So right click on the first one and disable. This one.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And then enable it because it's very crucial.
Okay.
Once you're done. Okay, so Arthi's done. Jagwant is okay. And how many are done? Downloading Chrome. So I'll click the download Chrome. Yeah, you're right. If we go to chrome.com. Nice piano. Jingle bell. Oh, did I say jingle? Jingle bell. Okay, so I can't turn off the IE enhanced security. Yeah, that IE enhanced security, it should be turned off for the nasty messages that come here. And the internet is totally slow here. Really. You know, sometimes just a very basic task is also pain. So I'm just gonna go down to server manager here, guys, and in local server you can see that on the right side you can see this I enhance security in local server of server 2. You can see this server manager I enhance security, it is on, so turn it off, then the browser will start letting you breathe or let you install anything, right? So turn it
Sir,
off.
I disabled the first network, and after that also it did not work. So I just clicked on diagnose. So it's showing problem found. Ethernet 1 does not have valid IP configuration.
Ethernet 1 does not have a valid IP configuration, so you did not grab an IP address from, did you put it on bridge?
Yeah, I put on bridge, and in the server manager, it is showing as IPv4 address assigned by DHCP.
Yeah.
IPv6 enabled. It's showing like that.
So try to check the IP of that. What IP you got? It should get,
Okay, I have
you
checked
should
that.
get an IP just like your laptop got from your DSL
Okay.
router.
You can use the commands that typed in. Use that to get a new IP.
ipconfig/release ipconfig/.
Thank you.
Oh man, I'm clicking this download Chrome. Okay, I'll put it in the safe sites as well. Internet options. See how painful is IE. Put google.com in safe sites and then refresh. Okay, done on Chrome. Ifyani says, Jibola says done and connected from Chrome. Okay, Shaban's after installing we have to remove second nick. Yeah, well, disable or remove, yes, Shabuddin. Yeah, disable or remove, both are okay. Anyone is okay. Madhuri says done and connected. Okay. Jay says,
Sir, when I'm
yeah.
releasing the IP, I'm getting error like an address has not been associated with the network endpoint.
Okay, you know what? You can just add a third network card and try on that.
Sorry? What should I do, sir?
You can try another network card.
Okay.
Try a third network card. Add it again.
Okay. Okay.
Wow. Looks like I downloaded already. Chrome. Okay. Okay, guys. So how many are left?
Amir, I don't get the option to remove this second adapter or disable it.
So go in the server manager like this, local server, then click any one of the Ethernets until you're
Okay.
here. So
Okay.
since you're done with your task, I guess, so you can go to Ethernet 1 and right click and there's a disable option here.
Okay. Oh, I was trying to do it from the settings menu.
Oh, okay.
The VMware. Okay. Got it.
Should work from there as well. Okay, so then Jay says in comments, command ipconfig/release renew. Okay, Amarjit says try through NAT and just disable one NIC. Okay, you can do that, Ruban, as well. Amarjit says it's working. Okay. Okay, so well, that was a very, supposed to be a basic task, but you can see that how painful it can get. So did it get installed? Did I get that? Serious. put it in trusted sites. You know what? I'll try what you were saying. One of you were saying. Disable this. Yes. It
Sir,
first.
after switching to NAT, it worked.
Oh, okay. That's very good. Congrats. So guys, I've just disabled the first network card, and kind of it's gonna go fast, hopefully. And in the downloads, it's asking Chrome setup, save. So I've disabled the first NIC temporarily, and then it's kind of moving now. Thank you. One of you were suggesting that. Okay, let's get installed. So connect to ESXi2. If you got it, then take a screenshot. Connect it from Chrome to ESXi2. The screenshot name is connected from Chrome to ESXi2. If you are connected from Chrome to ESXi2, then just that's the name of the screenshot as well. Connected from Chrome with ESXi2. So what you need to do is just type http://esxi02 or https, and it will connect. Okay, so I think
Sir?
yeah.
So on server 01 and server 02, I launched Internet Explorer and I used first name EXSI01, username being root and the password being the regular password, but it's not allowing me to log in. But when I tried first name EXSI02, I could log in on both server 1 and server 2. So what could be causing that?
So it's the name. ESXi1 name might be wrong. Try to connect to ESXi1 from IP first. If you're able to connect from IP, then this is the DNS name. So check your A records then. What are the spellings there for that ESXi1 name, and check the actual name on the ESXi1 hypervisor. So I think there's a spelling difference.
Okay.
Cool. And oh, okay. So my first card is actually. So guys, once you're done with the Internet Explorer or Google Chrome, then those who have disabled the Ethernet 0 can enable Ethernet 0 now. Why? Because we really need the local connectivity. And if you have done with the Chrome, just disable Ethernet 1. I'm just doing that now, right? So in order to download Chrome, I had to disable temporarily Ethernet 0, which is the first network card, and enabled Ethernet 1, which is the second network card. Now it is done, Chrome is done, so I've enabled back the first network card, which is Ethernet 0, and I have disabled now Ethernet 1 because I don't need internet anymore, right? So Ethernet 0 is there, and I'm trying to connect now from Chrome to ESXi2. And now if you are trying this, you will see this. Your connection is not private. Attackers might be trying to steal your information, blah, 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 right? So, but there's a advanced option here, right? Everyone sees that advanced option. So once you click the advanced option, then you can see this proceed to your first name is ESXi02. So just like it was showing in IE, there was a warning. It's just showing that warning in Chrome as well, right? So here, advanced, click and then proceed. Yeah. So I'm connected to ESXi02, and the username password we all know, root, and small ABC, capital ABC, shift 123, and let's check if we can log in. Yay, we can. So the screenshot would be that. Well, first of all, we don't want to improve this product, so uncheck this. Actually, we want to, but still uncheck this. And if you're inside ESXi2, so that's exactly the screenshot too, and you can see that how we're crawling ahead right now. But hopefully when we come to the more bigger topics, hopefully we'll be fast by that time. A bit faster, not fast. So I'll just put that, oops, okay. I'll just put that here. the screenshot, and screenshot 2 is, so screenshot 2 is connect, so from Chrome, however you want to say that, from Chrome, connected to ESXi02. Alright, so you can see that a simple task like that also took so much time, but when we are practically doing that, there are so many smaller minor things that needs to be done, right? Okay, so Donald says I cannot connect to internet. So Donald, try to click bridge. Did you add a second network card, Donald? And Amarjit saying second screenshot done. Vikram says also check with the network adapter. Download just completed. Okay, so that was an old message that I read. Okay, so download of Chrome is completed. Way to go, Donald. Very good, very good. Okay, guys, so what should we do after this? So I'm just going to start explaining, while those who are not connected yet, you can just keep trying while I'm explaining what's going on here and why are we here, why are we connecting. So we get the idea that yes, we can connect from IE, we can connect from Chrome here, but what are we doing after that? So we need to explore the main components of hypervisor. So I'm just explaining that now. Those who are still trying to connect, go ahead and still connect and take that screenshot. Here on ESXi1 or ESXi2, wherever you are, we can test the major components of hypervisor, or we can say that we're discussing the inner working of a hypervisor. If you can understand one hypervisor, okay guys, can we please mute the mic because somebody is... So guys, whenever you come to mic, try to mute it after you're done, right? Try to remember that. In one recording, the listeners were saying that somebody was breathing in the mic so much that in the recording only we realized that there was a breathing going on. So anyway, somebody ran and then came to the computer and then like so anyway, so here we need to explore the three major components of that. That is compute, and then there is storage, and then there is networking. So compute, storage, and networking, these are the three major components of every hypervisor that you're going to be controlling. So later we're going to go for vCenter, that's going to control the whole hypervisor, but you have to first understand how hypervisor work for in order to learn that how vCenter can control hundreds of hypervisors, and each hypervisor might be hosting 20, 30, 50 virtual machines according to the hardware they have, and each hypervisor might be connecting maybe 4,000 end users at the same time, right? So one hypervisor goes down, 4,000 users may be affected if advanced configurations of redundancy and high availability are not configured. So each hypervisor is really critical, and if you understand one hypervisor, we can understand 1,000 hypervisors. They all work the same, right? So okay, on the chat, Donald says Donald just complete, and then there's something to do before type ESXi 02 address. No, Donald, it's okay. You can just type your first name ESXi2 and that's it. Go ahead and connect, right? Way to go. Okay, so compute, storage, and network. So how do they work? What is compute? That would be the virtual machine settings. So virtual machine settings, and that would be CPU and CPU and RAM, and storage is a separate area, and then other features of VMs, right? So compute would be all about virtual machines, how do they run, and then comes the storage. In the storage, what we need to know is that what are data stores, and how do you get connected to the basically what is the function of data stores, and VMFS. What is that? VMFS. It's VMware File System, right? VMFS. So what are data stores and what is VMFS? And then networking. So I'm just gonna start typing that because I'm running out of space here. So I'll type that here, where you can all also get updated with this. So within the inner working of the hypervisor, that's what we're talking about. So the hypervisor, and okay, so we're talking about compute, and then there is virtual machines. There are virtual machines. We're going to create that virtual machine. We're going to actually connect them to the operating system as well. So we need to test or check that too, and how can we connect them to the operating system. And okay, then so data stores, then networking. So in networking, we're going to talk about the two major components, so port groups, and also the VM kernel port or VM kernel adapter, and also the physical NIC. That where do we add that? Does it get connected or detected automatically, or do we have to restart? So there are many options to that. And then obviously the virtual standard switch. So we have to check all this out, and then try to configure it in a way that we will understand how it is working. So let's check out now. Okay, so there's a question here. Do we need to Don saying there's address on, okay, Paul saying, do we need to add another network on server 1? No, Paul, we do not need to add a second network card to server 1. We temporarily added second network card on server 2 just to download Chrome, and then we can disable or remove the second network card on server 2 as well. Okay, then Olufemi says, should we remove NIC from server 2? Yes, we can remove NIC from server 2, the second NIC. And Vikram says yes, or disable it. Remove it or disable it, it's the same thing, right? So guys, since everyone's asking, so let's just do that. And server 2, I'm just going to go there, and we can disable it or remove it, is up to you. So I'm just going to go down to this server manager here, and there's Ethernet 0. I'm just going to go to this Ethernet 0 here, click it. So the Ethernet 1 is the second network adapter, Ethernet 0 is the first, right? So Ethernet 0 should be enabled, and Ethernet 1 is already disabled. That's why when I right click, it says enable here, but when you right click, you should see disable. Just go ahead and disable that. Okay, so that's what we have discussed till now. Now let's go ahead and try to explore some more options in Esxi 0 or hypervisors. Madhuri says, sorry, I missed. Yeah, Madhuri, what did you miss?
So are we supposed to disable the second NIC card? I missed that, I guess. Okay. Can you please tell me? I missed it. I'm so sorry.
More samosas coming our way. Okay, so here, are you on server manager? And then go to Ethernet 0 and click this Ethernet 0 here. So there are two network cards here. So just right click on the second one, and it should show disable there. Right? All right or all wrong? Okay, so let's explore the hypervisor now. Since we're going to only work from Chrome here, so let's connect to Chrome only. And suppose you connected from Chrome to server 1, Esxi 1 or Esxi 2, doesn't really matter. The hypervisor host, whichever you're connected, they both are the same. I'm connected from server 2, and I've opened Chrome, and from Chrome, I'm connected to Esxi 2. So if you're connected to Esxi 1 with Chrome, it's okay. If you're connected to Esxi 2, it's okay. Now, once we're inside, you can see here that there is host written here, and then there's manage written here, right? So if we click the manage button here, then you can see a lot of options here about manage, and there's advanced, so there's system, there's hardware, there's licensing, there's packages, services, security and users, where you can create as many users, or you can download the certificate from CA or certificate authority and put it here. So separately you want to manage the hypervisor. So I'm just going to click that first one, system there. Yeah, and VMware, exactly. So manage, and there's a system advanced settings here. There's auto start, and then swap, and then there's time and date. So advanced settings is just that, obviously, as the word says, advanced. So if we have the advanced knowledge of the configurations that we want to do for the default behavior of how much memory consumed, or flush immediately if this so flush the memory to create or make place for some more frequently used data. So there are these advanced configurations that obviously when you have a lot of experience, then you can go there and check it out. CPU ID related or processor related, some of the configurations that are there. So obviously we are not supposed to mess with the default settings if unless we have a very good reason to come here. Then there's auto start and enabled. No, this means that whatever machines, virtual machines you have hosted on this hypervisor. So we are connected. I'm connected from server 2 to ESXi2, right? So on top of that ESXi2, there would be suppose there are 20 virtual machines. So, and suppose you had to restart this, or it got restarted automatically ESXi2. When it restarts, or when it is done restarting, then the virtual machines should automatically start as well, or if it was restarted all of a sudden, and virtual machines obviously would be shut down, and after it restarted, so virtual machines would remain shut down. So enable no just means that no, don't start the machines if by accident they are shut down. So the administrator has to remotely connect and then start all those machines, and administrator would actually start those which are very critical and then those which are less critical. But the default setting is this. And what is this setting doing? So start delay is 120 seconds, stop delay is also 120 seconds, so take some time to start the virtual machines. And stop action is power off. If you want to stop a virtual machine, it's power off. When you click power off, it's gonna stop, right? So wait for heartbeat. So heartbeat is just not there yet. When we have cluster configuration installed, and then we have HA, high availability, then heartbeat. Anyone knows what is heartbeat basically? Other than the heart that beats in us, this technical heartbeat I'm talking about.
It's like a ping, or it sends a message every few seconds saying that I'm alive.
All right, exactly. You're right. So I'm alive signal here. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. So it keeps on doing that. So it's every second, and majority of the configurations there for like in Microsoft we have failover clustering, so it's per second heartbeat, and if it meets 5 heartbeats, then it fails over. So so that's the auto start here, and if you go to swap here, exactly, Prime says useful in Esxi and fault tolerant. Exactly. So when we come there, definitely we'll be talking about that. So swap, anyone knows what is paging file in Windows? Page file in Windows. So there are some Windows gurus. So page file is that it the hard disk, or from the storage you use some space for the memory, right? If your RAM has run out of enough memory for the application, so some of the portion of the storage or the hard disk is used as RAM or as memory, right? We can say indexing as well. So swap file is that file where if the virtual machines are running out of memories, that they can use some of the storage of some of the portion of the hard disk as memory as well. So that's just for emergencies, or well, normally it's not emergencies, pretty much every time they're using that. So then time and date here, and that is current time. So you would have NTP. Anyone knows what is NTP?
National
Time protocol.
Network time protocol. What does
Time.
it do? Network time protocol. Like, what's the purpose of NTP being here? Or
It gets the time from the NTP server.
exactly.
to synchronize time across multiple devices.
Exactly. So it's synchronized time. Exactly. Clocking. So, yeah, you would have a NTP source or network time protocol source, or a device with which you can just correct your time of this device as well. If the timing are wrong between the server and the client, then definitely some network services will not be available. So time has to be correct when we were installing at that time. You could have in your network or over the internet, there are some NTP sites as well that offer you to correct time. And if you want to give so NTP on internet, if we go for that, so yeah, there's pool.ntp.org, the internet cluster of NTP servers or network client protocol, and some devices have that configuration that you can just give this path there and connect that device to internet. So they will go to this site, and whichever time zone they're in, they will correct their time for their devices. But basically, yeah, we can have the time corrected. Then there is that hardware here, and PCI devices and power management. So obviously, whatever compatible PCI devices are there, the compatibility list there, as well as what devices can be connected. So it's just or what devices are available, what kind of connections are available are mentioned here. There's a lot of PCI Express root ports that are available there for any PCI device. Maybe there is a advanced GPU or display card there that has a lot of GPUs there, graphical processor unit, or there's that virtual machine chipset. So whatever compatible hardware is available for your hypervisor, what it supports is listed here. And then there's power management. Power management is obviously you want to change the policy that this hypervisor should not use power during the night and should shut down. So that is, you can also check from here, or you can just change the policy. So right now its active policy is balanced, which means that do not use a lot of electricity for full power, for full performance, but go balanced on that. So that is one thing. So you can just change the power policy if you want. Then there's licensing, and you can see that it is showing that till the expiration date. Anyone has an expiration date here? Friday, August 21. It tells me August 21. Everyone has the exact same date, August 21, for expiry, as an expiry date for evaluation mode. Oh, okay. So that's a yes.
Yes.
Okay. So it's August 21 exactly. Wow. Okay. So next month. Okay, but you can see that all these advanced features are supported with this hypervisor, which is good. So hopefully before the expiry date, we could be completing all the advanced software. Otherwise, we're going to be reinstalling with the newer version, 6.7 as well. We can try that. So packages, when we go to packages here, so that is because those who are Linux gurus here would know that you can just install applications as packages, and so just like that you can just install for hardware as well. Random driver for HP Compact, and then via SATA controllers, that's from Via company. Serverworks Para driver there. So these are all the compatibility drivers there for the hardware that you are putting there. And if you're putting from any of these vendors hardware, it's going to be compatible. Hypervisor will accept it. Okay, so Donald says 00000. Let me just read first the zeros. So 00005. Okay, 00. Oh, okay, just kidding. So expiration date Thursday, August 20. All right. Woohoo. So it's August 20. It's not 21. So your machine will expire one day before us. Oh man, let us know that when it happens. So guys, but this is just all those compatible drivers. The software version of that, whenever you attach the hardware, it's gonna have those drivers there for that hardware. So and you can just install updates here as well. Just download. Suppose you connected another storage, some HP storage whose driver is not there, so you can install that update here. And hypervisor might be giving errors. Hey, this is new hard disk that I don't recognize. So maybe it's SSD and real fast, so you can do that too. Thursday, Friday makes no difference. Our class is on Monday. So yeah, exactly. So Jay says that. Okay, so then services are there, and those services are also called daemons. Normally I say demons, and some students corrected me. So no, sorry, it's not demons, it's daemon. So okay, in Linux they call it daemons. But these are the services. You can see that DCUI service is running. So if we stop that, then we cannot connect from here, from hypervisor, from here, if we stop this service. So obviously we need to, and load-based teaming, if you have network card, 2 network cards there, which we will be adding soon. So you will see that it will nick team them together. Anyone knows what's the benefit of nick teaming, or what is nick teaming and what's the benefit of that? Nick teaming, ever heard of that?
The bandwidth will
In Cisco, we have Ether channel or LSCP. That's for sending more data through same network.
Okay. So anyone can tell me in English?
So nick teaming means harnessing the power of 2 network cards when they are showing as one actually. So if there are 4 gigs and 4 gigs, say for example, then you can you can push the data up to 8 gigs of that particular interface.
Okay, exactly. So
Can we
yeah.
team?
Yeah, cool. Okay, thank you, and thank you who said gave the explanation before. Yeah, that was also in English, and I fully understood that. But yeah, some students are not used to Cisco terminology there. But LSCP, when you said that, so yeah, but that's very good that you're sticking terminology, which is very, very good. In interview, that will be nice. So Himan says that joining 2 NICs, share loads, or active passive. Exactly. So we're going to be doing that exactly. And NIC teaming, actually, it does it for us. We just need to arrange 2 network cards, so 2 or more, and that's it. It NIC teams them. So we're going to explore all that too. Then there are Active Directory service. This is stopped right now. You can see that Active Directory services in hypervisor. Isn't hypervisor VMware product? We're actually remotely connected to this guy, right? The hypervisor. But you can see that there's an Active Directory service which is stopped, obviously, because we haven't connected manually the hypervisor to our Active Directory. We're going to do that. So first thing to know is, yes, hypervisor individually can be connected as well. Once you connect, what happens? The Active Directory users can log in from the DCUI as well. From where we were logging in from root, you can even log in from Active Directory users as well. But the second thing is, we're going to connect it through vCenter. That's where then obviously that user can. So from vCenter, when you do connect, you have to give rights and privileges to that user. And if you've given highest rights to an Active Directory user after connecting vCenter, vCenter has not been installed yet. It's the central big application. How big, you're going to see that. But we're going to connect the Active Directory with vCenter, not hypervisor. But hypervisor can be connected technically if you want to. So that's there. And then NTP daemon here, and then goes on the list, then goes on and on and on. Esxi shell, some are started, some are not started. Syslog server is started there. So all the log files, if you need to retrieve them from vCenter, you can do that. So if I go up, there's load balance, load-based teaming. So basically some critical services are started, but not all services are started here. If we go over security and users here, the next tab, then you can see that acceptance level is partner. So this means that you can connect from any partner to the hypervisor. Hence, we are connected from the Microsoft partner. Authentication, and that is Active Directory enabled, no smart card authentication. Which type of authentications are enabled? Well, there are 2 types offered there. Smart card authentication. Some of you might have used smart card that you can just put that in the laptop if there's a feature that has been added there, and then it just reads all the authentication code from there and lets you connect. Otherwise, you can connect that to Active Directory. We just talked about that, and there's a join domain written there. So even with VMware, it says join domain. Yes, we can join this domain. So certificates, yes, you can just download the certificate from any CA. So any typical CA that you would want to go for, suppose it's GoDaddy.com or Digicert.com. That is also a very famous and expensive CA. And if you want to know that, hey, what are the other CAs that we can have CA is Certificate Authority. So suppose we go to a TD Canada Bank and we want to check that, hey, which CA or Certificate Authority it is using to encrypt and authenticate its traffic. So we can go to that log sign and then we can check out that what certificate it is using there from the log sign, and then certification path. So it is using DigiCert here, right? Actually, it's an Australian company, but yeah. So it's good with certificates. So main banks and big sites, you can check out that what are some reliable CAs or certificate authorities there. So you can just use those here by adding. You have to purchase a certificate and then add it here, and then you won't get that error that this site is not recommended, or we don't know about this site, we don't trust this site. That error will not come here. Okay, so then certificates, yes, you can add from there, import new certificate, and then there's users, and you can create other users as well within that root. Now this is also, some administrators do that they create another user who's, you could just give some vague name there, A13F29, and when somebody sees that, hey, what's that? But obviously in the description, if you've given that user the full rights, and you can put a very difficult password for that user. So in case you forget root, you can just give a login from that user if you did not forget that user's password. So save it in a very, very safe place like Facebook or Twitter. So if you forget, others will at least remind you, hey, this is your password for administrator. That is top secret, right? So anyway, just kidding. So don't do that. So then roles, and then there are those roles that if you do add a user there, so what roles you want to give that user: read only, view, no cryptography, administrator, full access without cryptographic operations, which means password will not be secure or encrypted, and then administrator, anonymous, not logged in user, cannot be granted, and then no access, used for restricting granted access. So somebody you gave access, you can give no access as well. So immediately that user will be removed or will have no access. So anyway, these are the few roles here, but when you install the big application called central application called vCenter, then you will see that how long the list of roles is. And then there's a lockdown mode. So this is a very sensitive word for us nowadays, and it's lockdown. But the main thing about this is that you want to secure this hypervisor, right? So you can connect, if you enable that lockdown mode, what will happen is you cannot connect from a browser. Right now, what are we doing? We are in server 2 in a Windows machine. We have opened a Chrome browser here and we're connected. So once you enable that, you cannot connect from this browser anymore. You will have to connect from vCenter, that other big central application, or you have to come directly to DCUI and connect from here. But you won't be able to then connect from the browser like we are right now. So that's for security measures. When we install vCenter, we're going to enable this lockdown mode at that time. Then after that, you won't be able to connect from browser. You can only connect from vCenter or DCUI directly, right? Direct console user interface. So this is about security users. So this is all management of the hypervisors. These are the areas there. And then there's monitor, and that also has some few options there, which is performance, CPU performance. Then you can see here memory performance, network performance, disk performance, the four major factors there, main categories there: CPU, memory, network, disk, right? For cloud as well as virtualization environments here. So you can just check memory as well, how much memory is being used. You can check network here, how much network is being used. So all this, right? And then there are default colors. You can just change those colors. And do you want the progress report for last hour? Well, it's not giving any other option here. And select VMs. Hey, for which VM you want to check that CPU and RAM and network. Then there's that hardware performance as well. This system has no IPMI capabilities. You may need to install a driver to enable sensor data to be retrieved. So right now it's not going to give us any hardware. IPMI, guys, is it used in IBM or is it used in, yeah, I had that in mind. Just like ILO is used by HP, so IPMI. And the Intelligent Platform Management Interface is a set of computer interface specifications for an autonomous computer subsystem that provides management and monitoring capabilities independently of the host system CPU, firmware, BIOS, or UEFI operating system and operating system. So in English, it's a monitoring tool, right? Okay. So, and it can give you metrics or performance information about hardware of that machine, right? CPU and RAM particularly. So system sensors, it's not installed yet, so you have to just install that. Storage, and then there's also some services are not running that's gonna give you the proper monitoring information, performance information of CPU and RAM right now. So it's not giving you any hardware performances there. Also, we're in a virtual environment, so we are kind of not very interested in that too. But in a production environment, obviously, you would want to have those. When you connect this hypervisor to vCenter, obviously, you will then get a lot of already working tools, monitoring tools that would give you hardware performance statistics as well. Then there's events, and whatever events has happened till now in terms of who logged in at what time from DCUI, right? So those are, hey, logged in from Mozilla. Are you kidding me? Okay, so that's really state-of-the-art, totally correct report here. Not, I never use Mozilla, right? Okay, anyway, so yes, but it was on June 22 that I logged in, at least this much is correct. And then there's tasks, no tasks right now, log files. So what are the log files? Where are they located within the hypervisor? That suppose you want to investigate after the incident happened from log files, that what happened, why this hypervisor went down or restarted last night. So you can just get it from those log files, which are on different areas for different software or categories. And comes the notifications that if there are any notifications, it will tell us, well, there are no notifications. All right, that was for management of the hypervisor and the monitoring area of the hypervisor. Then we come down to virtual machines. Okay, so there's that virtual machine here. There's storage here, and there is networking here, right? So if we go to virtual machines here, so you can see there are 5 virtual machines right now here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, just kidding. So yeah, maybe I'm dreaming or something. So there's no virtual machine right now here, and there's that create register VM. Then there is storage here, and in the storage you can see there is one data store here, right? And that data store, the size is so free is 191. And it is VMFS, which is VMware File System 5 formatted storage. And there's a data store here. Data store is kind of a partition on top of that. If that data store is not there, you can't really use that hypervisor. Guys, just a sec. Yeah, so okay, so yeah, one of my kids was waving at me, hey dad, where's the mouse? I need a mouse. And he's playing in the other room. So, okay, anyway, so kids, now what we see here, storage, data store, and SSD, drive SSD, and some of the other information there. But what do we get to know from here? First of all, that if a virtual machine needs to use a disk drive, it has to be formatted with a VMFS or VMware file system, and it should be partitioned with a data store. So if data store is not created on top of storage or a hard disk, then the virtual machine cannot see that hard disk. Other than the RDM, that's the exception. So when we go to storage, the data store is already created. It doesn't say that it's a hard disk, or it does give some information, but without data store. So we're going to be adding now another disk, and then we're going to be creating another data store on top of that. Then we're going to play with that just to know that what are the other features, how to create a data store, what are the features inside a data store. But one thing to understand here is, if you want virtual machines to use a storage, it has to be formatted with VMFS and it has to be partitioned with the data store. If data store is there, machine can see the storage and use it. If it's not there, suppose you just added a disk, but you did not format it with VMFS and data storage, just add it, that's it. So virtual machine cannot see that unless you format it with VMFS and partition it with data store. So that's in storage. And in networking, there are two things here: VM network and management network. Now I'm going to come in details of that once we are done with the virtual machine area. So, but since we are here, so you can see that there's a vSwitch 0. Whenever you download and install, whenever you install a new hypervisor, so vSwitch 0, the first virtual switch gets created automatically. So about storage, when you install a new hypervisor, the first disk is automatically formatted with VMFS or VMware file system and partitioned with a data store automatically. Obviously, the hypervisor needs to let the virtual machine be installed on top of it and be used. So obviously the data store has to be created so the virtual machine can see directly, and in network a standard virtual switch has to be created there. So then we're going to come down to what is that management network and VM network, what are the purposes of that. We're going to come down to that, but right now let's go to virtual machines and create one. Okay, so let's click that create register VM. So we already we didn't import any machine from outside, so we cannot register it. So we will just create one now, right? So let's click that create register, and you can see here create a new virtual machine. So that's one option. And then there's a deploy virtual machine from OVF or OVA. Oh, what is that? So open virtualization format, and the other one is open virtualization. And I'm so bad in abbreviation, but I know their purposes. And in the interview, they really okay. There you go, Himan. Thank you for open virtualization appliance. Exactly. So I was gonna Google it, but thank you, Himan. You've rescued me there. So it's you deserve +2. That's temperature outside. No. Okay. So I'm not talking about March. So okay, here. So OVF or OVA. So this is the extension for importing or exporting. This is common with Microsoft Hyper-V, the rival virtualization solution, and you can just export your virtual machine in and out of your virtual environment. You can even download the OVA files from AWS. They also created for you can download from, suppose there's a storage lab there called Storage Gateway. That's a big lab, or I can also give you the videos for that AWS, where we have connected a local machine to the online storage. So the thing is that if you want to download that appliance, it is also in OVA format. Down here you would have VMware environment, you can import it. So OVF and OVA are used for importing, exporting virtual machine. It's fast. I'm fast, or the importing exporting is fast, Donald? So you may ask the question to clarify, for clarification, or you want me to repeat that. And last time, hey, are you doing that which I did last time? You are making me do that. What I did last time is this. Okay. You can ask repeat. So OVA and OVF are used to let me just write that, and we can be going then. So in virtual machines, whenever you see OVA and open virtualization appliance and OVF, so that is open virtualization format, are used for virtual machine import and export. Yay. So if your virtual machine ends with these extensions, then especially for OVA.OVA, suppose virtual machine VM01.OVA, that means it's been exported from some virtual environment and you can import it, right? So it's for importing a virtual machine or exporting a virtual machine to and from this environment, right? So, but we're going to do that lab separately and register a virtual machine. Suppose you import it, you can register that virtual machine as well. Right now, we're going to click create a new virtual machine. Okay, so next. And then let's just put your name there, your first name VM01. Okay, your first name VM01 here. And then, yeah.
Sorry, I missed. Which one did we use? Create a new virtual machine or OBS?
Yeah, so it's create a new virtual machine. So select that and then click next. So once we select the create a new virtual machine, then click next. And then we can just type here your first name VM01. So once you put that name here, now the compatibility, if you go through the compatibility list, what is it for anyway? 6.5 virtual machine, yes, we wanted to have the latest features, but oh, there is a backward compatibility here, which means if your environment has older hypervisors, so if we go for that drawing here, and then so you have a hypervisor here that is 5.5, and you have another hypervisor here and that is 6.5. So the compatibility, suppose you have an older hypervisor which later will be upgraded, but you have a virtual machine that you're creating here. Now there's a possibility that this virtual machine might have to be migrated or vMotioned into this in case something happens. Maybe there's a very degraded performance here, maybe there's a maintenance going on in 6.5, so you want to migrate it back to 5.5. So you know, older versions, there are some compatibility issues, so vMotion cannot migrate back to 5.5, it can migrate back to 6.0, or if it's 5.1, suppose your company has that you joined has actually even older one, 5.1 or 5.0 hypervisor, so the vMotion cannot happen between much older hypervisors. So but you still have that, right? The reality is that, so you can create here a virtual machine and say that, hey, I'm going to create it a 5.0 or 5.1 virtual machine. I'm not going to create it at 6.5. You can just go down and select this one because I have an older hypervisor where I might be able to vMotion this virtual machine, might have to. So in that case, this virtual machine should be compatible with the older hypervisor, which also means that the latest features that are introduced by 6.5 will not be here in this machine, but this virtual machine will be, you will be able to vMotion and work on 5.5 as well. While it was created in 6.5, it can still be compatible, backward compatible with an older hypervisor. So I'm going to print screen that, and so hopefully that you have understood what I'm talking about. Why am I going here again and again? Okay, so look, bird. Okay, so here, yeah. So that's for your explanation, and understanding. Okay, so what we can do is we can stick to 6.5, but we understand what was the purpose of that. And then we can go down to select guest OS family, and there we can go down to Windows, right? So select that, Windows, right? And then we can go for OS. Now guys, what OS you all have here? Do you have Windows 10 with you? I don't think so, right? I don't think anyone has Windows 10. No, right? Or yes? I never gave that, right? So I don't think you have Windows 10, but what operating system you have? Windows operating system. It would be 2016, right? So do we have 2016 here? What am I going down? Hey guys, do we have here 2016? Am I not seeing something?
We have 2016, it's a bit down.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Okay, so it will be down. Windows NT, yeah, that's it. Okay, maybe some of you might be old enough to who have installed Windows NT, so you must be coughing like me. We're so old right now. Just kidding. So no, you should be still young even if you have installed Windows NT. It's okay. So okay, there you go. So thank you, Jay, for that. And 2016 is here. I think we all have 2016, and nobody has 2012. Maybe you have 2012, but let's just have the same version of OS. So let's select 2016 64-bit here. Hopefully everyone was able to find it and select it, because we need to check there. All right, thank you, all of family there. So we need to check that how to install an ISO inside virtual machine as well, and it's going to be a bit tricky. So, and then we're going to understand also how data stores really work. So if you have selected all that, then let's take a screenshot here. Yay! Yeah, so that will be your screenshot number 3. Name and so configuration of a VM. Configuration of your first name VM01. Let's name it configuration of your first name VM01. Configuration of your first name VM01. So take a screenshot here. I'm just gonna take that screenshot for you just to show that this is the screenshot. And so that's screenshot 3. Configuration of your first name VM01, and then take screenshot. Repeat what? Well, take a screenshot here. I repeated. What exactly you want me to repeat, brother? So yeah, configuration you can just copy from here. 6.5 virtual machine. 1 we have to create VM, right? Yeah. Are you not on the same page where I am, brother? Why not? Is everyone else on this page, or no one's on this page? I hope everyone's on.
I'm on this page.
Yeah.
Okay, Amir, small question here. This OS guest OS version, that is 2016 is selected. Are we going to select the Windows Server version that we installed on our VMs, or
Well, there's no option
or,
here.
or the
Any 2016 that we installed, this 2016 represents that.
because I installed 2012 Server 2012.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So all right. So guys, suppose you have 2012, and I select here 2016. Suppose you have 2012, but I've selected here 2016. Is that a big deal, or so is something wrong gonna happen with that? Anyone can tell me here? That suppose I have 2012 and I did install 2012, but I selected here 2016 as a guest OS version. Is there a big deal with that?
It's not going to be an issue because it's a different ESXi machine, but when we are trying to have a connection between them from the DNS or AD, might create a compatibility issue.
So it's gonna work all the way. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So guys, the thing is that the logic of just selecting this is that it's going to load the universal drivers that are compatible to this operating system. And yes, 2012, 2016 may not have a lot of differences. The thing is, universal drivers for that particular operating system are selected. So if you have 2012 right now, you can go for 2012 here as well. So the universal drivers of 2012 would be loaded there. So the operating system will not have performance issues. Operating system will not have any driver issues because universal driver is compatible for this known 2016 will be loaded. So if you have 2012, select 2012, 2016, then select this one, right? So Badr, are you there? Did you create that machine? I'm not sure why were you not following, but you have to. We all have to follow, right? And everyone is on the same page, right? So all right, there you go. Woo, yay. Okay, so guys, if that is done and you've taken a screenshot here, then click next. And now you can see that you can create a virtual machine on a data store, and that data store. Okay, so Madhuri says name. So the name here is Screenshot 3, configuration of your first name VM01. So you can just give that name. Screenshot 3, configuration of your first name VM01. Okay, so OS details that you explained. Oh, okay. So let us go ahead and talk about OS details. So if I go back here, so about the OS details, it just loads the universal drivers of 2016. So it's better to, if you have Windows 2012, then select 2012, and if you have 2016, you select 2016 here, because of the universal drivers of that operating system are loaded by VMware. That's the main thing. Cool. All right, and you're welcome. Okay, so let us go ahead and next. So then there's that data store. So as we know that virtual machines do not see a drive directly or hard disk drive directly, it sees a data store. It sees a data store, right? So if data store is not created, it won't see anything here. It won't be installed then. Okay, data store is just a partition on top of a SSD drive or a LUN or logical unit number or a shared drive that we have, right? So, alright guys, if that is selected, well, there's no other option here, right? It's just selected, that's all. So, click next. And then what we see here is the forge. So this is the whole yeah, the memory and hard disk configuration. So CPU is 1, right? So we can change that. So if you expand the CPU first of all, so this is all virtual hardware, right? So cores per socket, CPU hot plug if you want to attach the or increase the CPU while the machine is running, and reservation limit shares hardware. This is upcoming topic, reservation limit shares, when we talk about resource pools. But here cores per socket, and you can see here that it's just 1. And if you drop down the processor CPU, you can give 2. Now we're about to install that actually, right? So it's gonna get really messy now. So let's give it 2 CPUs here for now. 2 CPUs. So everyone change it to 2 CPU. So I'm just collapsing it again, right? I expanded that, but I'm collapsing it. And then I'm going to the memory. So everyone has 4096 showing there, or anyone showing different? Everyone showing same memory here, or anyone showing different? Same, right? Sandeep says I have only one CPU or 1 GB memory. So right now it's saying 4 GB memory, right? So 1 socket. Okay, so no, but we're changing the processor, not the socket, Sandeep. So change the processor on the top, the CPU, not the socket. No problemo. All right, guys. So 4 GB. Now that's the full RAM of our hypervisor, right? 10,000, 100, Paul says. So yeah, this is the RAM we can give. Exactly, Paul, you're right. Okay, so guys, what is the RAM we have in our hypervisor? This is poor, I think 4 GB RAM. Yeah, this one, 4 GB RAM, right? So that's why we can't give a lot of RAM here to the hypervisor. So what we can do is we can give 2. So first of all, change the MB to GB here. I hope everyone's seeing that. Change the MB to GB. Suppose you're not seeing that and there's a very cool basketball match going on there. So just try to see now here, right? I'm just kidding. Yeah. So change the MB to GB. Now put 2 here, right? So if it is still MB and you put 2 here, you know what will happen then, right? It's just 2 MB. 2 MB is not enough to start a machine, right? So 2 GB, we're giving half of the memory of the total 4 GB of the hypervisor, the poor guy. Normally it is 256 GB in production environments, or 512 GB, or 1 terabyte RAM. That alone is few $1,000s. So, but here we have poor 4 GB RAM. So 2 GB we're giving to this machine. Because we need to install it, we need to go ahead with that. The more RAM here for the machine, the better it is. The better thing we would have done, we could have just shut down server 2 and increased this machine's memory temporarily to 6 GB and then given 4 GB RAM to this virtual machine temporarily, and then we would have, this machine would have installed faster, right? That is another way. So but let's just go ahead with the 2 GB memory here. So, and then there's hard disk, and it says 40 GB here, right? So let's expand the hard disk here as well. Right? Location, so maximum size is 191, location is this, and then there is disk provisioning, thin provision, thick provision, lazily zeroed, thick provision, eagerly zeroed. So what's the difference between thin and thick? I think some of you have already mentioned that. So anyone can tell what is the difference between thin provision and thick provision?
I guess thin is where all the memory is not allocated at the beginning, and thick is where everything is allocated when you start it.
All the memory.
The hard disk space.
So thin provision is that you have a disk here, and that disk you're not really formatting the whole disk right away. You're not using everything right away. So thin provision, whatever software you're writing, so that software is written here. And thick provision would be that you would just format the whole drive first, and whether you use it or not, but nobody else can use that now. And then you will start writing the software whenever you install a software at normally the software or files or the data also is spread across the disk. But the thing is, you use the whole disk, or you format the whole disk or whatever size you've given here, and you occupy that much space there. Thick on physical disk, thin should be selected. Yeah, here, yes, thin should be selected. Then what's the difference between lazily zeroed and eagerly zeroed? What is that? Lazily, I thought it was talking about me, but yeah, it's zeroed. I don't know what that is. So, but okay, we're gonna discuss that. I know. Anyone can tell me what's the difference between that, lazily zeroed and eagerly zeroed? By this time, I would have.
That is eager.
Sorry, you're saying again?
Sir, I said one is lazy and other is eager.
Okay, one is lazy and one is eager. Exactly. So, okay, thank you. So, yeah, that is good. I mean, like, that is an explanation. That's it. So, so lazily zeroed and eagerly zeroed is that zero just means that formatting, right? So, zero means formatting. In these, when I used to be on online classes, so I would just Google it right away and sir, this is the answer, this is the answer. But that was not good for me unless I understood what exactly am I putting there. Many times, so you should be good searchers, you should be good Googler as well. That's the new term that came up with, Googler. Sometimes it's gonna save your job if you're a good Googler. Anyway, so yeah, exactly. It's a joke. I understand that. So zeroed is format. So this means that you want the formatting to happen slowly, and so it will try to occupy that much space, but not all. But it's going to zero or write. So yes, it's going. Suppose it's 40 GB out of 60 GB, right? So it's going to occupy that, but it's not going to format the whole thing right away, or whatever data you're typing or not typing, sorry, installing there. It's going to format at that time when the data is written. Hence the disk is occupied with this space there, 40 GB, but it's not being formatted. It's not been formatted yet. So whatever area the software has been put there, it's just formatted that area. So this just means that the disk IOPS are less used. And eagerly zeroed is that it formats the whole thing right away. So it's usable as well. This means that the data can spread across all that area instead of data being spread where the formatting has happened only. So it will only format or make the disk usable for the data as the data is installed and spreading. So it's slowly increasing the IOPS, or input output per second. That is just making the disk usable slowly, or reads and writes are put a bit or expanded across the disk slowly in lazily zeroed, and eagerly zeroed is that all the disk is available and spread the data across, and IOPS are increasing. So you would go for eagerly zeroed where SQL Server and very data read intensive applications are there, and lazily zeroed is that where you want to actually not have the disk really be used extensively right away, and slowly the IOPS will increase to the rest of the disk area there. But the thing is, you would go for, in production environment, eagerly zeroed more. But if you selected lazily zeroed, it's just that the disk will not be busy right away with the whole surface. Here the disk will be busy with the whole surface. They will spread the data across, and reads and writes will be done right away across the disk. So the thing is, heavy applications go for eagerly zeroed, but not really read intensive application. Maybe file server, maybe web server that is not being used a lot, you can go for lazily zeroed. The overall we can say is thin provision saves space, but it is bad in or less in performance. Thick provision occupies more space, but it is very good in performance, right? So thick would be very good in performance, and you would always use thick provisioning in production environment, and thin provision is where you want to save space and performance is not a big deal there. So then you would go. So maybe test environments there. Okay, so the thing is that today is temperature is 35 degrees, so hopefully some fan is right beside your cooling is working fine, or okay, anyway, and maybe there's a samosa in front of you. And if you were in the class, by this time we would have brought a big basket of samosas by this time. I really pressure the students on that, because there's a samosa and sweet factory right beside Humber College, North Campus, where we were supposed to have a class, but now we're all stuck. Okay, let's go back to our here. So yes, we need to configure thin provision. So in our case, wherever you in our training environment, always make sure that it is thin provisioned. Even if by mistake you selected thick provision, it really doesn't matter, but it's just going to take up your space, right? 40 GB of your physical drive will be occupied. That's what we don't want. We don't need to save a lot of space there, right? So shares, limit, IOPS, virtual device, we're going to talk about that later. There will be a lot of other labs where we're going to go with all these other features as well. Right now, we're just creating a virtual machine. So what changes we made on this virtual machine? The memory is 2 GB, not MB. Make sure it's G written there, not M, right? And second thing is that it's 2 CPUs, not 1 CPU, right? Otherwise, your machine will be slower. There will be there, and we don't want that to be here, right? And third thing is we made a change in thin provision, so it is not thick provision. Save your space, right? Okay, I'm gonna collapse that hard disk area as well. I'm gonna collapse that, right? And then there's SCSI controller, LSI logic SAS. So SCSI controllers are there physically in your IBM server, or HP servers, physical servers there, right? So, and with SCSI controller you can connect even 32 disks there, and the performance is good. And then SATA controller. So those are disk controllers that can control a lot of disks within the physical server. USB controller 2.0. Do they support 3? Oh, they support 3.0. Okay. Well, we don't need that, but I'm just selecting 3. I don't know why. So network adapter, we just have one network adapter here. And you can see, remember that one thing about network adapter, you see the name VM network. That's the name of the port group that is created by default in vSwitch 0. I'm going to be explaining that later. Just asking you, remember that network card is connected to something called VM network. Okay, that's it, right? Okay, so other than that, there's CD DVD. Hey, we need to actually have an ISO that needs to be attached to this virtual machine. Well, we're not going to do it now, but let's just create the machine first, and then we're going to attach the ISO later. So if I drop down this, you can see there's a data store ISO. Don't select that now. Data store ISO because it's going to check from the data store that, hey, where's the ISO? We never uploaded that ISO on the data store. So that's another story that we're going to start now. So just keep it to host device. That just means that if you have a CD-ROM attached to Esxi2 on a physical server, on the CD-ROM, DVD-ROM of that, if you have a DVD there that has the Windows Server 2016 ISO, then it will grab it from there, host device, right? But otherwise, we're just going to do another thing, and we're going to upload that to the data store. So then video card, and yeah, that's okay. The video card, whatever power it has, it's going to detect that. So let's, I hope everyone has made those changes here. So 2 CPUs, 2 GB memory, and hard disk is 40 GB. So let's take a screenshot here. Ha, surprise. So let's take a screenshot here. So that is CPU, memory, hard disk configuration of your first name VM01. So that's a full paragraph now. So just take a screenshot of this, and what's the name? So that's screenshot 4, and that is CPU, memory, hard disk, or HDD of configuration of your first name VM01. Right. All right, so if that screenshot has been taken and this name has been, I was gonna say Putin, Putin, so, or Putin. So let's go for so screenshot for CPU, memory, HDD configuration of your first name VM01. Okay, so taken, done. Let us go ahead. And okay, so if we're done with that screenshot, I need to see CPU 2, memory 2 GB, and hard disk. I'm just gonna check those screenshots. So let's click next. Right? Taken and put in.
What about the VM options?
Oh, did I say next? Yeah. So if you click next, so okay, let me just click the next for the the popular decision that we took. So let's click back now. Okay. So this is how next looks like, right? Let's click back. So that's a very good question from, oh, I forgot who. So VM options. So there's that. Oh, Jay, thank you, Jay. So VM options here, and you can see VMware remote console options, and that is you want to remotely connect to that virtual machine, and that is obviously we want to connect. Number of sessions, 40 users can connect to that virtual machine. Guest OS log the guest operating system when the last remote user disconnects. So, well, that's good that nobody else will be able to connect then. But guest OS log is just for that. But we can, this virtual machine, normally when you create virtual machines on top of a hypervisor. So the question to you is, suppose there are 5 or 10 or 20 virtual machines here. Typically, you will see that many in any environment. So what kind of operating system would you see in majority or pretty much all of the machines? Will it be a client operating system, or will it be a server operating system?
It should be a client operating system.
Client. So by client, I mean Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows Vista, maybe XP. Wow, if they go that back. Or is it going to be server side of operating system, which is Windows 2008 server, Windows 2012 server, Windows 2016 server, Windows 2019 server, or all the Ubuntu and Linux servers? Yeah.
Most of them should be Windows 7, 8, or XP, something like that.
Okay. Anyone else? Both? Okay, Ivan says both. Yongton says server. Sandeep says servers. If any says server. So well, yes, you guys are right. It will be majority or pretty much all the time. These are going to be server operating systems, not client operating systems. So client operating systems in one case only, and that is VDI. Anyone knows what I just said? VDI? What is VDI? So virtual desktop infrastructure, right? VDI is that you can give, you can actually stream apps, or you can give virtual desktops. Only in, suppose Citrix, you must have heard the company called Citrix. So Citrix offers virtual desktops to all the end users. So end users could be having tablets or laptops or even cell phones, and they can log into the virtual desktop. And for that, yes, when you create virtual machines, those are Windows 10 virtual machines, because the virtual desktop of each virtual machine is given to one user. One user, this desktop of a Windows 10 machine. One second user, this desktop or virtual machine. Third user, this desktop or virtual machine. So in VDI environment, yes, that's the only use case where you will have client operating system like Windows 10, Windows 8, but all the time you will see servers here, and end users will be connecting to those servers. This would be file server, this would be web server, this would be print server, and that's the main purpose of the virtualization, that we can get rid of all the physical servers. One physical HP server having just the file system. Why don't we just put a virtual server here instead of physical server? So we could save a lot of millions of dollars there. So it will be always, it is always created for server operating system. But yes, you want to create a client operating system, yes, you can do that. Technically, yes, you can do that, but normally you will see always servers there. And why can both host on same? Yes, technically they can. You can have here 5 Windows 10, 5 servers, 2 servers, 20 Windows 10. It doesn't matter to the hypervisor what operating system you're putting. I'm just saying that popularly, what would you see in a data center's hypervisor? Mostly you will see server operating systems there. But technically, yes, you can put anything, any type of operating system there. Okay, so if we go back here, so you see that 40 users connecting. Wow, that's where I said ask this question. 40 users. Okay, this means it has to be a server, right? So a lot of users are allowed to connect to this virtual machine. A lot of sessions can be allowed here. Then there is the next one is VMware tools, and they should be installed automatically. So it says run VMware tool scripts after power on, after resuming, before suspending, before shutting down. So it says, hey admin, don't worry, I will install VMware tools for you, yay. So we say yay in response, but does it actually do that? So you're about to find out. So then tool upgrades, you check and upgrade VMware tools before each power on. Well, that's a good thing, but you want to select that or not, up to you. Time, synchronize guest time with host. Well, that's good. So the host is this hypervisor, and you can synchronize the time here if you want. If you don't, you can synchronize it later as well. So I've selected that. Go ahead and select that. So power management of this virtual machine. So suspend the virtual machine or put the guest OS into standby. How should the virtual machine respond when the guest OS is placed on standby? So suspend it or standby mode and leave the virtual machine powered on. So yeah, suspend would really not use your resources. Standby would use some of the resources. So wake on LAN. Anyone knows what's a wake on LAN? Ever heard of that before? So you're sitting, you spend the night in your office, and it's all LAN, right? And you slept on the floor maybe, or on something, sleeping bag. And then when you woke up in the morning, so because you woke up on LAN, so that is called wake on LAN, right?
It's to power on a device remotely if it's switched off.
If it is switched off, to power on that device. So Exactly, Sajay. So you can, so Olufemi says you can still connect to the system even though it's powered. Exactly, even though it is powered off. So wake on LAN, you can configure it inside. But sometimes when you're patching all night, you still sleep within the LAN and you wake on LAN. So it did happen to me many times, and we all woke up on LAN. So anyway, but that says wake on LAN is the machine is off, and you can still remotely give a command to turn it on, and it will be on. So there's that boot options here, and BIOS recommends. So there's UEFI here, EFI, which is the next version of BIOS. But yes, if you wanted to go to BIOS to change the boot sequence or start sequence of a machine, we can do that too. Boot delay, you want to delay the boot or delay the start of the machine, or force BIOS setup. You want, next time you want to actually log in from BIOS to do something in the BIOS, right? So you can just click that too. And failed boot recovery, so that is when the virtual machine fails to find a boot device, automatically retry boot after. So if it could not start, boot means start, right? So then how many retries you want. And then there is advanced option that is supposed to be for advanced people. I think some of us are advanced. So disable acceleration, enable logging. Yes, logging will be enabled, and we don't want to disable performance or acceleration. Debugging and statistics run normally. So the thing is that you want to have more diagnostic information, then you go for that. Swap file location, default, virtual machine directory, or data store. So where do you want to save the swap file, which works like a page file, which means that if the memory is full, then memory will use some part of the hard disk as memory, right? So that would be the swap file. Where you want to locate it, default would be use the settings of the cluster or host containing the virtual machine. So on the hypervisor, for now, it will have that. And then configuration parameters, and that is just more. If I click the edit settings, so you can just add some code there that could let you tell that, hey, you can put the swap file on a shared drive, on some remote share, and latency sensitive, so it should be normal speed for swap file. Then fiber channel NPIV, and that is you want to use. Do you have actually a fiber channel disk or fiber optic or LUNs there, logical unit numbers, and you have actual SAN there, storage area network, that is fiber channel compatible. So in that case, you want to connect this the shared disk from a fiber SAN. Then you can come here and connect to WWNs, which are just numbers to connect the LUNs or shared disks coming from SAN, which is fiber optic compatible, and you connect those LUNs here. So then you can give that information here. But overall, yeah, you can see that there are lots of options there in VM options as well, and we saw a lot of options in virtual hardware. So remember that there's CPU, memory, and hard disk. So let's click next. So that's the summary, and then let's click finish. Okay, so guys, so the virtual machine is created, but it does not have an operating system, right? If so, what will happen now? If you go back to this diagram here, so I'll just remove these virtual machines because we need to talk about this configuration. So what are we doing right now? In my case, I am actually on ESXi 2. Oh, break. You heard collective feelings of the students, Madhuri. So collective feelings of the students were heard now. So when you said break, everyone was like really into that. And see, Olufemi doesn't want a break. See, okay. So okay, guys. So, Olufemi wants a break. Okay. So okay, guys. So let's take a break here, and let's come back in 15. Oh, let's come back in 5 minutes. Okay. So why do we bother even going, right? Let's just continue. Okay, guys. So as I was saying that there's a break here. Okay, so 15. Okay. So 8, 18, 8, 19. Okay, so 8, 35. Hey, that's going to be 17. That's not fair. Okay, 8:35. We meet again. Class starts. All right, thank you. See you. Alright guys, so we're back from the break, and what I was gonna explain, so we have created a virtual machine inside our, well, in my case it is Esxi 2, and that virtual machine, so we need to understand the whole structure of that, what we have configured. So that virtual machine is living on top of a physical disk, one physical disk here, right? So I'll put all the naming convention. So it's a local physical disk. So that's a well, we can say local physical disk. And so what we created was a virtual machine, and let me just write that to here. So that would be VM, and its virtual disk is created on top of the local physical disk. So that is, so it has to be created somewhere, right, on some storage. So there is that. In fact, the way it is right now, structure wise, I'll keep it till here, and first I will create on top of this physical disk is a data store created right now. So that data store is called, by default the name is data store 1, and because of this the VMware virtual machine was able to see this data store. So oops, okay, data store, and this is formatted with VMFS 5 actually. So VMFS 5 or VMware File System 5, it is formatted. So the virtual machine's virtual disk is living on top of a data store, or which is just a partitioning of the physical disk here. So this virtual disk, and I'll just name it as the virtual disk, and that is our virtual machine's name, which is your first name VM01, right? So we're talking about all this right now. So this is how it is now. First of all, it is unacceptable in terms of professional virtualization environment. Excuse me. So this is not the ideal environment. You're supposed to have the virtual machine and its virtual disk created on top of shared disks coming over the network from SAN, right? So the ideal environment would have been if there was a SAN, or in future we're going to be creating software SAN. So that would be a shared disk that is coming there. Well, I'm just telling you the ideal situation, which we don't have just now, but we will be creating that. So it should be a disk coming from SAN, and that's called LUN, or logical unit number. So this virtual machine's virtual disk should have been created here, but we don't have that software SAN right now, but we will be creating that soon. So but right now it is here. So if the hypervisor goes down or crashes, shuts down, obviously the virtual machine is then also going down. You cannot connect to that as well. If it was created on a software SAN or a hardware SAN, then obviously the files can be still accessible. Even if the machine restarts, it will be restarting on another hypervisor or fails over with the fault tolerance feature. But anyway, right now this is our situation. So this is right now an empty virtual machine. So we need to give an OS. So that OS needs to be installed inside the virtual machine. Now it is an empty virtual machine and we need to give the OS, but where is the ISO of that operating system? So yes, it is in your physical laptops right now, the ISO of Windows Server 2016 or 2012. How do we get it to the virtual machine? How do we attach it to the virtual machine? So see this. Okay, so what will happen is you are connected from server 2, or I am connected from server 2 to this ESXi2 right now, right? Or ESXi1, whichever you're connected from server 2. So what will happen is we need to get the ISO of 2016 or 2012 R2 on this hypervisor. How can we get it there? So the only way is that, well, there are other ways, but the way we're going to go for is we need to first copy the ISO from our physical laptop into the downloads folder or wherever you want in server 2 first, right? So we're going to copy this inside the server 2 Windows machine in any of the folder, or preferably the downloads folder of server 2 virtual machine. Once the ISO is inside, because from the Chrome browser we are connected remotely to either ESXi1 or ESXi2, whichever. So from this browser we're going to upload this ISO, and through the browser we're going to download it or put it in this data store. So that's what we need to do. Once the ISO is inside the data store, then only the virtual machine will see, or virtual machine's virtual DVD will see that, or it will see whatever software you put in a data store. Or there's another way which is called content library. It can see that way as well, which is an upcoming lab. But right now, hopefully you understand that in order for the virtual machine to access the ISO, you need to put it on top of a data store. How do you put it? Because we are remotely connected from server 2, so the ISO has to be uploaded from server 2 into the data store in ESXi. That data store lives inside ESXi1 or 2, whichever you're connected to. And how do we get that ISO inside the server 2? Obviously, we need to just copy from outside of your physical desktop. So from your physical laptop or desktop, just copy that inside server 2. So this is the whole task now. We need to attach this ISO of Windows Server 2016 to this virtual machine, and this is the way we're going to do. I hope we understand what I'm talking about right now and what thing goes where. So Paul says here in the chat, so that means from physical to server 2 to ESXi. Exactly. You got it. High five. Okay, so that's very good. And let's, first stage, copy it from the physical desktop to server 2. Second stage, upload it from server 2 to the data store. Third, connect it to the virtual machine and start installation. Yay! Okay, so that's what we're planning to do. So now, if you have installed the VMware tools inside server 2, obviously you will be able to do that. So Paul says, can we copy directly to ESXi? This is the way that we can do. Otherwise, there are some longer ways to do that too. Yeah. No, ESXi is okay, Jay. The VMware tools have to be installed here inside server 2. And they're not supposed to be installed in a hypervisor. We're connected successfully to hypervisor. That's just good enough for us to upload an ISO there as well. So, okay guys, first stage, copy the Windows Server 2016 or 2012 ISO to the server 2. So let's do the first stage. Yay! Okay, or yay. Oh, okay, let's go ahead. And now the bad thing that happened to my server 2 is that for some reason, you know, I stopped the VMware tools installation in the middle, and then just to show that how to install VMware tools, and that really didn't work for me. And when I install VMware tools, so without VMware tools, how can I copy the software from outside to inside? So yeah,
You can use a network shared folder.
yeah, that also. So if I right click here and go to settings, oh, network share folder, or you're talking about the shared folders feature here? in the options.
You can use both.
Right?
You can. It can be in a work group as well. Yeah, you can use that as well.
This is not gonna work. Oh, okay. There's another thing, guys. So yeah, you're right. Also, well, I can just upload it in server 1 in my case only, and because you have VMware tools, you can just copy paste directly here. So I'm gonna go to server because I have VMware tools in server 1 right now. So I'll just go there, and so in the downloads folder. So guys, if you can copy directly in downloads folder of server 2, that's okay. In my case, VMware tools somehow are giving me errors here, so I'm just copying from server 1. First I'm copying in server 1 and then I'm pasting in server 2, or I can directly connect from server 1 to Esxi 2 as well. It's anyways, you guys are technical, hopefully you understand.
You can also share the downloads folder on network and then just
Yeah,
enable the bridge, the net one, and then put the IP in to copy the folder, the software directly.
without VMware tools.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, let me just try one more time. This VMware tools actually. Right click. Is there a? Oh no, there's not. I was gonna open it with admin privileges, although I have admin privileges. I don't know why it's giving errors. Okay, so yeah, but well, I need to then ask you step by step. Instead, I would just go this way.
Yeah, just go to your own computer on your download folder, right click on the folder.
Oh, okay. I'm on my own computer now.
Right click over here. Yeah, just right click, and then properties, and then sharing, and then share, and then yeah, everyone. Click add. Yeah, add and now share.
Yes, turn on network discovery.
Yes. And done. And yeah.
Users, but it's gonna be AMLP back, and the downloads directly.
You need to enable the network card that you disabled on your machine too.
For the internet connection.
Yes. And then use that IP address to go into that, or you can use the name if the name works, but the IP address is more reliable.
Oh, okay. Well, I did that on. Man, you're a genius. Thank you, Jay.
No worries.
So yeah, now I'm connected to outside planet. So, and then I can give my name // AMLP if I can open that get folder. Oh, it does. Thank you, sir. And okay, guys, look somewhere else. Look, Bert. Oh, okay. Oh, seriously? Okay. No, I don't remember that password, but I can create one quickly. Okay. So that's users. Hey guys, everyone else, please copy that there and add someone else to this PC. Okay, admin. Okay, look, Bert again. Okay, so. Oh man, seriously? Yeah, okay. Childhood nickname. Toronto. Okay. Hey, don't see my security questions, guys. Oldest cousin's name is Toronto. Okay. And first school was not Toronto actually, but okay. Next. Urban. And hopefully it works. Okay. Oh, admin has the rights on that shared folder or not? Hopefully I'm not going the long way. It's everyone, okay. So Okay, it's too early. Yay now! Thank you, Jay, for that. You saved my life. Oh, where's the down folder? But I'll just push that in. Hey, didn't it share?
It is under users. Go into users and then your name and then download it under there.
Thank you, sir. You're a genius. Thank you. I have to do that then for the. Okay, so I'll just put that ISO there. Thank you, sir. So you deserve, 10 plus temperature. That is, I'm talking about. Okay, but thank you. I'll just go for number. Central sock, number sock, and oops. Okay. Because I don't want to remove from here. Okay, so 50 samosa. Okay, Olufemi says 50 samosa. Yes, Olufemi, you said it. I'm gonna do that. So let me check. I'll do that as soon as possible. Olufemi said that. So 50 samosas. Right, you're right. He well deserved it. So I'm sure this is 50. No. There's 50. It's uncooked, but I'm sure you can cook, right? So, okay, these ladies are offering 50 smokes. Okay, we'll do that. And it's the wrong window here. Okay, guys, so I'll just show that again now, and then okay, there you go. So thank you, Jay, for that, and I'll just. So yeah, now it is shared. And it is date modified. Oh, that's outside. That's also outside. So date modified here. Oh, really? Okay, there it is. So I'll copy that from here inside downloads. So that downloads is on the left side. That is the local OS download. And
that's much faster than copying it from disk into VM.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Nice. Okay. So now the question is, first of all, I was stuck, Paul. So that's why I think there is confusion there. So first of all, what are we doing, guys? We need to copy from our physical data. So Paul, do you see your? Do you know where is that in the local drive in your physical laptop, the 2016? And Jagwant as well, and Amarjeet. Okay, so 3 guys want this to be repeated. So Paul, we're copying Windows Server 2016 ISO. Didn't we talk about that before as well? So what I was saying was here, copy from physical laptop to your ISO Windows Server 2016 ISO, right? So that's what we are doing all. I think, yeah, that was not very clear. So Olufemi says I use a shared folder. Guys, tell me where who needs help here to copy. And first thing is, do you know where is 2016 in your laptop or desktop? If you know that where it is, so first thing you can just do is, because instead of going through million steps there, which might be confusing for some of us, so I'm in my physical laptop now, right? So there is that 2016 here. First of all, do you have it or not? Hopefully you have it. Actually, you installed that in your VM workstation. So copy that here and come back to server 2 here, right? Come back to server 2 if you try to copy that, and then open a yellow folder within server 2. What are we doing? We're pasting the Windows Server 2016. So I'm just going to go there, and there's a yellow folder that I opened inside server 2. I'm going to download that and right click and paste. So as soon as you paste, this 2016 should be, pasted there. So I already did that, so that's why replace the file extension is coming here. But this is what we're doing. copied from your physical laptop the Windows Server 2016 ISO and paste it inside anywhere in Server 2, better open the yellow folder and paste it inside Downloads folder or anywhere in Server 2. Now, how many needs help for this? Or are you in the process, or anyone done? So for me, I needed help here because my VMware tools is not installed here. So then there were several ways to do that, and Jay told us one much quicker way. Thank you for that. And other than that, VM going too slow. VM going too slow. Jay is a pro, definitely. Yeah. So in the process, okay, and yes, Paul, the data center that we copied inside. So you know, when you create the first machine, second machine, the operating system that you use for these two machines, that operating system, its ISO, we need to copy inside server 2 and data center, yes. So we don't need to download that. Hopefully, it's not hopefully, I mean, definitely we have that in our, or we should have that in our laptops, right? Let me know if anyone's having issue, or you can share screenshots there. Seems like a straightforward task, but it's not straightforward at all. It, you know, basic tasks also, we get stuck with that. I was also wondering. Still, I will be needing the VMware tools later, so I'll just try one more time here. So 15 minutes remaining slow. Wow. Yeah, it's copying. I cannot paste it. Okay, Amarjeet says he cannot paste it. Amarjeet, you have a... Jagwan says yes. Jagwan, this one. Yes, Jagwan, this one. So it's a yes. Amarjeet, you have TeamViewer. Quick. So guys, some volunteers needed because it does require, you know, it does require some kind of help. So quickly, if you could, Amarjeet, if you could share your TeamViewer. Okay, thank you, Madhuri, for that volunteer. Everyone, please let's try to put that process faster. So from here, we're gonna upload it to data store, so that will be hopefully much easier, right? Okay, Amarjeet. So yeah, I'll take it, right? Okay. Why is it not installing? I'll just restart my. Okay, so. Just to copy an ISO Win16 to server 2. Yes. Yes, Donald, that's the task. To server 2. Yeah. So once it is done, let me know, guys, because then we need to upload it to the data store. That's the second task. Okay. Oh, oops. Let's mute that. So you got your VMware tools installed. Okay. So what we can do is we can just settings. We can actually enable the shared folder feature as well. So I'm right clicking here to enable shared folder feature. Okay, I'll right click again. Oh, there you go. So then I'll go to options. There's a shared folders that helps us copy back and forth all the software from virtual machine to physical machine and physical machine to virtual machine. Oh, okay. VMware tool was installed on my server. Okay, that's good, John. Donald. So I'm just oh, VMware tools is not installed yet. That's why. Ouch. Okay, we need to do the same thing that I did. That Jay told me. Okay, so okay, there is your software folder, and your Windows 2016 is 2012. You're going for 2012, so I'm just gonna share that. Everyone add share. So it is laptop. Okay, I'll double click that to remember. Laptop and software to. Okay. Hopefully it can copy that. Otherwise, I'll. Obviously, it's not gonna copy that. So laptop. Hey, you did not change your laptop name, man. Make it a simple name. So that's like very long. Okay, I didn't even do done. So I'll do done here. Laptop dash i6k0l050 i6k0ko i6ko l050. I hope it's I. It's not L. Oh man. Okay. I6KOL050, right? L050 or just OO. Okay. Oh. So Amarjeet, you know your username password of your Windows 10 machine? You can type here. Like maybe it's Amir and okay, we can just check here. Oops, sorry. It's okay. So whatever username you're using, admin. Okay. Oh no, it's your laptop one. Okay, so we can go another way.
You can go into advanced network sharing and disable password protected setup.
Oh, we got it actually. That's good. There you go. There you go. Just copy that. Yeah. There you go. So paste, and you're done. Yay! Thank you. So Jay is the hero of the day, and I'll just disconnect now. All right. You're welcome. And all right. Who else? Welcome. Well, actually, thanks to Jay. I upload the ISO to data store browser from my shared folder. There you go. Okay, yeah, that can also be done. Okay, guys, so guys are all done. So if I just get back to this server 2, and yeah, I had to log in. So anyone still copying? So you can go ahead. 2 minutes more. Okay. So okay, I restarted this machine, and I'll just try to get my VMware tools installed again. Once they're stuck, then they're a real pain. So if Yanni's done, Who else is done? Anyone else done? So upload the Esxi installer rather than Win server. Okay, that's good, Brahim. Yeah, from the data store directly you went to you just copied to the from the shared folder to the data store. Wow, that's good. I'm just taking then this way so people could understand, but yes, that could have been done as well. So guys, if downloads folder, it is there, so I'm just gonna open my Chrome and I'll connect to my Esxi 2 again, so because I had to restart, so that's why. So root and then 123 and connect. Seriously, this machine is really sufficient privilege to start system services. Okay, VG auth service. Oh, okay, VG auth service in my services, I think. Let's see. Okay, guys. So VMware alias manager. Sorry, guys. Just give me a sec here. I am having issues, but if everyone's copied, let's go ahead. Nothing VMware needs restarting. Okay. Okay, guys. Anyway, so I'll just check it out later. So if we are there, so you can see virtual machine here, and there's a storage here as well. So that's the next one. Now, guys, if you have copied that, let's and you're on this same page, right? So go to the storage here, and in the storage you see a data store, right? We need to. So the next stage is, if I just go to the this diagram, so we did this stage already. So we copied from physical laptop the ISO to the server 2. Now we can just upload it from the Chrome. So we have a Chrome here, right? So from the Chrome we will upload it to the data store, the ISO, so it could be available. So that's the next stage, how to upload from server 2, which is where there's a Chrome there, how to upload the ISO from Chrome to Esxi 2 or Esxi 1's data store, right? That's the next stage. So if we connect to server 2 here, we are already connected to server 2 and then Esxi 2 here in my case. Let's go to storage and then let's click that data store. Let's click that data store. We can just go from data store browser as well, or we can click the data store as well. Once we click the data store here, we see the inside of the data store here and what space, but we can now go to the data store browser, which is we could have gone from outside as well. So if you're seeing that data store 1 and then data store browser, let's click that data store browser. So you would see this data store browser. I started installation of Win server 12. Okay, Brahim is flying. That's very good. So Brahim, at the end of it, we need to log in from that Windows server, and we need to make sure that what is the IP from the DHCP it got. It must get the IP from our DHCP from server 1. Okay, guys. So if you're in the data store browser here, do you see this create directory? So yeah, this is the process where if we had to take a screenshot. So some of you are way ahead. Then I'll ask for a screenshot where you will be able to log in to that machine, and you will put two commands. One would be host name, second would be ipconfig. So that's a screenshot, next screenshot, that when this operating system is done, you log in and host name and ipconfig. You need to also install VMware tools inside that virtual machine as well. Anyway, the screenshot will be for the two commands, host name and ipconfig. Okay, anyway, create directory here. Let's click that create directory. As soon as you click the create...
Sorry, sir. Can you please repeat? I am just in data stores.
So I'm going to click close here. And in the data store, there's the data store browser, right? Everyone there? Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to repeat that. So guys, everyone in the storage? Yes. Okay. So there's a lot of yeses here. And then there's a data store. We don't have to go inside, but I'm just clicking inside to check that, to show that, okay, this is how it looks like from inside. But then we can go to data store browser here, right? Okay, there are screenshots there from Rahim. Yep, he's flying. That's very good. We're all on tricycle and he's flying in spaceship. So let's click the data store browser. Hopefully everyone's there. I just have to take everyone with me, right? So that's why we need to be on the same page. So data store browser, once you click that, hopefully everyone has clicked that. So you would see this data store. Now you can see that there's a folder here, your first name VM01. So remember that when we create the virtual machine, that virtual machine is created on top of a data store. So this is the folder of that virtual machine that we just created. Now let's click that folder. Since we are here, you can see there are three types of virtual machine files in the folder. One is .vmdk, second is .vmsd, and third is .vmx. So configuration file, snapshot file, and the vmdk, that is the virtual disk file. But we do not need to stay inside. We're just going to click on the data store. Let's click back on the data store because we need to create a third folder here called software, right? So let's click the data store again, and this time we're going to click create directory. Hopefully everyone's following. So let's click the create directory, and then we can just type software. We can just type any name here, software. So we're creating a directory just to organize, otherwise we can just upload that file here as well, right? So software here, and when you type their software, then click create directory. Once you click create directory, so there should be a third folder here called software, and go click on top of that software. Obviously it is empty. So we're going to upload that ISO in this data store. So in my case, it is ISO is written is actually here on server 2. We will upload it. Once it is uploaded, it's going to travel from server 2 to Esxi 2's local data store. It's going to travel here, right? So software here, and then let's click the upload. I hope everyone's seeing the upload on the left side here, right? So let's click that upload, and it's going to open the folder structure of your server 2, which means it is asking, hey, where is your ISO of Windows 2016 that you copied to server 2, right? So in my case, I copied it to the downloads folder of server 2. So that is on the left side, and I'm going to click that, and there it is. Yay! So we're about to upload now. So just go ahead and double click that and hope that it uploads like this. 0%, 1%, yay! Or yay. So now it's going to upload, and we can stare at those numbers. No threads were found, and just keep staring at those numbers. Whenever they move, just keep staring at those percentage until you're hypnotized completely, right? So if it is 7%, oh my god, seriously. Okay, so once it is like done, then we can Madhuri is showing a screenshot here, and Well, the software, Madhuri, you create a software folder inside your virtual machine folder. You can click on the left side data store. So I'll just take it here. You can just click on the left side here, data store, and then create the directory again. So even if you create it inside, it's like kind of like just unorganized. Otherwise, you can upload still inside. But click on data store first, then click the create directory. It will create under the virtual machine that you've created here, right? And then go inside and click upload. Okay, so I'm on 19%. Yay! Anyone ahead of me? And you remember the rule of the ahead of the teacher, right? So your whole career is in jeopardy if you're ahead of the teacher, right? So still, yeah. Okay, 56. So it's already yeah. So and -2 exactly. Olafemi says -2 for J. Okay. So that's the rules against this class, that you cannot be ahead of teacher, right? So try to just push this graph back from mouse, just keep it stopped here, right? Just keep this stopped like this. So it won't go ahead until I go ahead first, right? Okay. So whoa, Brahim is like on a spaceship, and we are all on tricycles, and. Yes, Brian. Well, no, we don't have to join it to domain, but if you want to, you can go ahead. But Brahim, we need to install VMware tools. That's first thing. And second thing is just open the command prompt and check what is the IP and what is the name of the machine. So hostname command gives the name of the machine, and ipconfig gives the IP address. So IP address should be coming from our DHCP if our networking is correct from server 1. So IP will be coming from server 1's DHCP to this machine that is living inside E6i 2. Okay. So I'm on 35% here, 36%. Everyone else, just stay back of this or stop the progress, or just cancel your upload and then start again. While this is going on, guys, we can talk about other things as well. So, well, I can just create another tab here while not waiting to miss that. Otherwise, actually, the upgrade should be showing in the tasks as well. But I'll just click another tab here, and I'll make another connection. No. So we can put another tab and ESXi02. We can try to connect to ESXi02 again from another tab. While the first tab we can see the progress here. Other tab we can just make another connection, because then we can just understand how networking is working. And Firoz is already there. Hey, Brahim, I thought you were done. Firoz was quietly, ahead of you. So, Firoz, you actually joined it to domain, and the IP is 50 exactly. So this is a screenshot we need, guys. who am I, and this is the weird name of the machine, which is good, and host name, and then IP config. Wow. Okay. Although we don't need it to join to domain, but this is okay. Oh, actually, that's not join the domain. That's the DNS information. That's it. So, which is okay. DHCP gave this DNS information. This is good. So, this is the screenshot we need. Yeah, you can just put who am I, host name, IP config 3, and take a screenshot. So there's a tough competition going on. Quietly, people are way ahead of us. So I have to see you guys from telescope. What are you doing on moon while we are on Earth on tricycles? Oh, 71%. Woohoo, yay. Okay. It joined by itself? No, it doesn't do that, Feroz. No, that's just a DHCP configuration. You can go to the server manager there and check if it shows workgroup or domain. Brahim says I can't send control alt support. So Brahim, it's on the top right. There's a actions on the virtual machine window, and that actions on the virtual machine window on the top right. You can send from there control alt. Actions, guest OS, send keys. Exactly. So Firoz was quietly flying on a faster spaceship. And Ajibol is saying, so in a production environment where the Esxi2 is in a remote location, this same method can be used to transfer the os.iso, right? Yeah, so you can copy it to a data store any way possible, and once it's inside the data store, then the virtual machine can see that, or you can copy it in another way called library content, and that can be created on top of a data store as well. But yes, this is the way that if you put a software on the data store, all virtual machines can see that.
So after that, what we need to do if it's successfully copied?
Then we need to connect it to the virtual machine. I'm just waiting for everyone to say yes, so I could show you. Otherwise, you can just go to the virtual machine, right click it, and go to the virtual DVD, and in the DVD, just attach it. So right click and settings, and then DVD. But I'm about to show you because it's finishing for me as well.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Cool. So yeah, just attach the DVD to the virtual Esxi machine. And I'm done. Maybe I'm the last one here, right? Or somebody else done, somebody not done. Anyone not done? Okay, all done. So let's click close here, close, right? So once we click close, 73% Jagwant. So yes, 85% Amarjeet. So Jagwant and Amarjeet, you followed all the rules. Shabuddin, you have also followed all the rules. So this means you get 10 plus, right? Temperature outside there. I'm talking about temperature, 10 plus. Okay, so here, now, I don't know when that will finish. Guys, we need to start the Windows installation as well. So let's click close. So guys, DHCP is not working. Raheem? No, come on, man. Why? So this means so we're gonna troubleshoot that too. Pipa. Oh no. That's okay. So this means that we need to troubleshoot that too. I will show everyone that as well. I just need to reach that place first. I'm gonna click close here, guys. When it is done, so Jagwant, Amarjeet, Shabuddin, if you have camera there in your cell phone, you can just start recording that as well. Or whenever you reach there, I'll tell you what to do. Right? So I'll click close because half an hour left only. So I'm just gonna go for virtual machines here, and how to attach once it is done. How to attach that to virtual machine. So you need to go to virtual machine, and there's a virtual machine that is not started yet. So we can right click on top of that virtual machine, and once we are right click on the top of the virtual machine, we can go to edit settings here. We can go to edit settings. Otherwise, guest OS is here as well. So edit settings, right click on the virtual machine and edit settings. Then So the virtual DVD would be here. So if I go down, there is the CD DVD drive showing here, right? So for that virtual machine, it is showing host device, but there's another option here if you drop down, and that is data store ISO file. That's where we uploaded it, right? So it will be able to see anything inside data store once we click that, right? So once we click that, so yep, that's the same folder that opened here. Hopefully everyone's seeing that, those who are following. And then click software, and that's it. You need to select this Windows. That's all. The size here shows 5.48 GB. Hopefully that's the size everyone's seeing, or more or less, nearby. If you selected this Windows Server 2016 here, okay, Ajibola says repeat. So Ajibola, see this? Are you on the virtual machine? So click the virtual machine, and then you see the virtual machine. So the rest you can just press OK, and start the machine. So see this, Ajibolo? So right click here on the machine. Once you're on the machine, you don't have to power on right now, and then go to edit settings, this one. The rest who are behind, you can also make a video of this, and when you're reaching there, you can just see that video and click, go ahead. Edit settings, and then once you're in the edit settings, then you go down, and there's a CD DVD here, right? So once you see the CD DVD here, on the right side is host device. We just need to drop down and click data store ISO file. So in the CD DVD of the virtual machine, you go down to data store ISO file. Once you click that, it's going to take you to the data store where you just now uploaded the ISO of Windows Server 2016. So click on the software folder that you created, or wherever you uploaded that, you will see that now. So just select that Windows Server, right? Once you select that Windows Server, then click select OK, and power on the machine. So that's what we all need to do. So select Windows Server and then click select. And save. Okay, yeah.
So are we supposed to check the memory there behind?
Okay, if I go back, no, sorry. So guys, power on this machine. I'm gonna go back, edit settings. So what you were saying again? Sorry. This one? It's okay. Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it should not be GB now because 2000 MB is 2 GB. So it is okay. Yeah, we don't need to change anything. This is what we have already configured before. So it's okay. And let's click save and power on. So I'm just going to click on this machine. As soon as you click that machine, there is that power on button here. So let's go ahead and power on and start that installation. We need at least one machine with operating system here. Otherwise, rest of the machines we're going to be creating without operating system, right? Yeah, we could have done it with host device, the DVD as well, but sometimes it doesn't detect for some students, and for others it detects. So that's more painful. So power on, and I also wanted to show that data store related stuff, that hey, we can do that. More famous option is that you keep it on data store. In production environment, normally we keep a lot of stuff on data store, so we keep on using that again and again. And in newer hardware, the DVD is not there anymore. So CD DVD is gone. So you have to connect a USB to actually grab something. So yeah, if the USBs are directly connected, otherwise popular option nowadays is keep it on data store. Alright guys, so I was able to power on the machine, but and so guys, on top of it, you want to see what's going inside. So hopefully you've powered on, right? So click on top of this thumbnail. Click on top of this thumbnail, right? Thumbnail. Once you click that, so you can see this. So then I'm going to, if you're on this page or if you're coming to this page, so I'm going to put that, Canada here. If you didn't do that, it's okay, it doesn't matter. It's just that it's gonna fix my time zone from here instead of me fixing that later. So if I go there, it's Canada, English Canada, just for the time zone. That's the middle one. So we did that before as well, right? So next, then it's just install now, next, finish, right? Install now. Yes, it has to be data center. So I'm gonna choose the fourth one, the last one. There's a photo here. Amarjeet's machine, so I'll just bring it up here. What's going on? Failed to power on virtual machine. VM01, the available memory resources in the parent resource pool are insufficient for the operation. So, oh, you gave 2 terabyte memory. Woohoo! Yay! 2 terabyte. So we have a poor 4 GB RAM, and you gave machine 2 terabyte. So yes, you have to right click. So yeah, it's already power off. You have to right click Amir here, right click the VM, and make sure if it is written 2000, then keep it MB. Don't make it GB. Do not make it GB if it is already MB and 2000 something is written there, right? So maybe you change it to GB now, so it became 2 terabyte now. So just change it to 2000 MB, 2 GB or 2000 MB. It's the same thing, and that's it. Then power on, it will power on. So this means a lot of samosas on you now today. So 2048 MB, which is same as 2 GB. So a lot of samosas. So I'll send you the samosa and sweets address, samosa sweet shop address, right, in beside the Humber College. So on your graduation ceremony, which hopefully will be there on your in the college, so then you can just bring 50 or 60 samosas. Thank you very much. Okay, just kidding. So here I don't have a product key. I'll just put that here, and hopefully it lets me go ahead. Yay, it does. And then there is a data center, the fourth one. So guys, anyone who's falling behind, you can just take a picture of this. What's the options I'm selecting? It's the fourth one, that is last one, that is data center desktop. Right? We're installing the data center version, right? Yes, Vikram. So data center desktop, and click next. Right? Or write it down somewhere that I selected data center desktop version if it's 2016, or just data center fourth one. Even if it's 2012, it's the fourth one, last one, fourth one. Don't go for server core. Actually, if we install server core, it's going to install very fast. Oh, yeah, we could have gone for server core. Okay, custom, not upgrade, it's custom. And here, where do you want to install Windows? It's whatever drive in front of us. Just go ahead and install. Next. So we need a Windows, an operating system base, but we needed to know that how to put it in a data store, and then how to attach it. So without putting it to data store, it's not going to see that. So you have to put it on data store for the virtual machine to actually see and access that. So that's why we went through the whole exercise here. That's the first and last time we're going to install operating system here. Later, we're going to create just a clone of this machine, so we would have operating system based virtual machine later. But we're going to also create empty virtual machines without operating system virtual machines as well. Just to prove some points there, suppose you're taking a backup of a 10 GB operating system based virtual machine, or you're taking a backup of an empty virtual machine. So the process of backup is the same whether you have an operating system or you don't have an operating system. So sometimes we can save time by choosing an empty machine, because the same process goes for the OS based machine as well. So, but when we do vMotion, yeah, at that time also, you can vMotion any type of machine there, regardless of what operating system or any operating system. So it's 4% now for the installation here as well. And hopefully, so what we need as the final screenshot, or if it finishes earlier, guys, oh, I was gonna say shut down server ESXi2, but I'm actually running on top of ESXi2, or from ESXi2 I'm running that. So the other hypervisor you can also shut down, and if you want to save memory, so it will be temporary shutdown for ESXi1, but sufficient for it to start system services, VMware alias manager and ticket service. Services.msc, it's just an VMware alias manager. Oh, it's here. Serious. Hopefully it starts. Oh, it's not starting. So it's just a local machine issue, guys, for me. So I'll try to give it. Okay, local administrator. Okay, I'll try to give it domain admin. Sorry guys, it's just my VMware tools are not installing, so I'm just trying to give the service of that VMware tools my Active Directory password has been granted the local login. Hopefully that works, and then I'll start or not. Okay, I have to restart again. It does not respond to start. You're kidding me. Okay. So there's another screenshot from okay, so that's Madhuri's screenshot, and what's going on here? Oh, the pink screen of in Windows it is called the blue screen of death. Here it's pink screen of death, but what happened here? So it depends on the error, but otherwise Madhuri, you can just shut down the machine or click it, and there's a power off button here, so power off. And once it is fully powered off and there is no green small play button here, then power it on again. And once it's powered on, then click on top of this thumbnail, so it will give you a bigger screen here. And yeah, guys, just to free up some more memory, if you're connected from ESXi2 remotely, then shut down ESXi1 to free up some memory and put less pressure on your laptop. If you're connected from server 2 to ESXi1, then shut down ESXi2. So whichever you're connected from, shut down the other hypervisor temporarily, so we could have some more memory available and CPU available for this task that we're doing, right? So I am using ESXi2, so I'm just going to shut down ESXi1 temporarily, right? So I'm on 79% here for the virtual machine, and so it is being run on ESXi2. I'm just double checking that. Then I'm just going to ESXi1 here like this, and right click on the ESXi1 power, and there's a shutdown guest option here. So temporarily or for today, I'll just shut down ESXi1 because of freeing up some more CPU and memory for ESXi2 task that is going on ESXi2. So I'm just going to shut down ESXi1 only. Do not shut down any other machine. So anyone ahead of me? Or oh, I'm on 94%. Wow. Installed, started. Okay, so Jay, you started the installation. Oh, install started like the last screen. Oh, started OS. Okay. If any has finished installation. Okay, good. So 2 are done. 2 are like ahead. Cannot do Control Alt Delete.
Yes, sir. Install restarted, but cannot do Control Alt.
Actions here. This actions.
Yeah, okay.
So guys, see this for control actions, and then there is a guest OS. Console. Oh, power.
Yes, you were right.
Yeah, guest OS, and then Control or Delete should be there. Oh, send keys. Sorry, send keys and Control or Delete. This one. Oh, the storage. Masood is saying. Masood, just remove all the those movies and songs and games especially, so you can create more. Just kidding. Okay, just if you have some extra. No, that's a space of your laptop, right? That's not a space within your virtual machine. So just try to delete and create some more space. Hey, we haven't started installing vCenter yet, guys. So try to make more space in the laptop. And vCenter is a beast. It's gonna take some more space. And if you have chosen thin instead of thin provision, if you have chosen thick provision, so it's taking up more space for that virtual machine. If thick provision is there. So no, you didn't mess up. Well, so it's again giving Madhuri the same. Okay, so whoa. 128 GB SSD hard disk. Oh, okay. 128 fills up fast, man. If you have any other machines, you can delete those or move it to an external drive temporarily. My service taking IP from local router from DHCP server. Okay, if you're good, you can take a screenshot of that. Okay, so Masood, try to create more space, delete something or move something, cut and paste something to an external drive or USB. And Madhuri, you might want to create another machine, or that's it. Or no, what operating system you're putting there? You can just Madhuri, you can just take a screenshot of this error because there's 2 lines showing here. Oh, is it really an operating system that you? Which ISO did you put it there? Yes, Brahim, disable firewall. If we can read this error, Madhuri, so I'm just talking on this screen, and if we can read this error, or just what's the OS or ISO you have copied, or just create another machine and attach it to that one. But basically you have it correct. It's just that if the wordings are clear, then you can click on this thumbnail and you can just take that picture of the screenshot of that thumbnail, because thumbnail will show very clearly. Click on top of that thumbnail or picture and you will see it clearly that what's the error. So Amarjeet says here, shows a picture here as well, and that is, unfortunately, we hit an error that we weren't expecting. The client may continue working, but at this point we recommend refreshing your browser and submitting a bug report. Please try to escape. Well, yeah, maybe your ISO has some issue. So try to restart the machine and try to start the installation again. Amarjeet. And oh, okay, so you're restarting, Madhuri, the whole Esxi. That's good.
So I did it like 2 times and still I have the same pink screen saying that found a problem on your machine and cannot continue.
Oh, then create another machine. Maybe that you've selected the 2016 as the operating system choice, but you select put 2012 or something like that. Maybe 20. So just create another virtual machine, and don't work on this one. Just create another virtual machine and try that the whole procedure with that. Yeah, it's not that easy, but you got whole week and you have so many friends here that can help. Yay! Okay. But creating another virtual machine, you just need to give 2 CPU, 2 GB RAM, and thin provision 40 GB disk. That's the only thing we needed. We did. It could be fast, or okay, give your team viewer so I can connect and quickly do that for you. Jay says, what is the last screenshot? Machine cannot join the domain automatically. Oh yeah. So Ibrahim says, machine cannot join the domain automatically. And well, we don't have to really join the machine to the domain, but yeah, we have to check that. Well, you can manually join then, Ibrahim. And Jay says, what is the last screenshot? So guys, the last screenshot is this. Let me just put that for those who are there already.
No, sir. Some guys are telling that the machine joined the domain by itself. Is it possible?
Yes, it is possible. There are scripts there that can join the machine to domain automatically as well. But you have to see the proof here first. That if you go to Server Manager, is it showing the domain there or is it showing the workgroup? Because just maybe they're thinking they have joined the domain because when they do IP config, they're seeing the domain name there. That doesn't mean that you're joined to the domain. So
Is in work group.
yeah, so if it is in work group, that's it. It's not really joined the domain. So go to the Server Manager. Everyone who said that their machine is joined to the domain, just go to the work group and check. Go to the Server Manager and check that is it domain showing there or work group. Okay. Olufemi says, okay, didn't join the domain, just assigned IP. Yes, exactly. Just assigned IP from DHCP, that's all. Okay. So guys, let me just finish that. The final screenshot is, I'm just going to log in from this now, small ABC capital ABC shift 123. So I could finish that video, small ABC capital shift 123. And before the next class, please have this machine ready and put it on your WhatsApp and ask the friends, and please friends also help others. So okay, here see this actions. I'm going to go to action and I'm going to go to guest OS, then send keys and control alt delete, and guest OS, send keys and control alt delete, and then I'll put that. So the good thing is that the mouse is detected. Congratulations. So just to show you that where we're supposed to be, so after this is done, then we can go for. So next class we'll just try to finish the what is storage, what is networking, and then we're gonna install the vCenter. That's gonna be another big task that you're gonna see, huge task in fact. So guys, once you're inside, what you need to see there is just open the command prompt and type 3 commands there. So I'm inside this window, which is inside server 2, which is inside VMware Workstation, which is inside this laptop. So I'm opening the command prompt here within the your first name VM01 here, right? And the command I'm typing first of all is who am I, enter, whatever the answer of that is, that's what I need in the screenshot. Second thing is that host name, HOSTNAME, host name, whatever is the answer of that, take that, and IP config. So that's the whole screenshot that we need. That is not very clear from. Oh, seriously, did I do that? Okay, I'll just go back here. You know, I was gonna put it up, but I closed it. So who am I, host name command, I'm just gonna write those in OneNote as well, and IP config. So these 3, you need a screenshot of these 3. So This time I'm not gonna close it. I'll try not to. Yeah, so I'll take a screenshot of this so you could know that what screenshot is needed next. So it will be within server 2, and so the first command is who am I, second command is host name, third command is ipconfig. So I'll copy that and put it in OneNote. Why do I keep on opening this? And before we hit the samosas, I'll just go for, yeah. So screenshot 5 would be screenshot 5 equals, so your first name VM01 installed successfully on Esxi. So okay, your first name Esxi02 in my case. So that's the screenshot name, and the screenshot is this, right? Okay, so that's the final screenshot name, guys. This is the final screenshot name here. Screenshot 5, your first name VM01 installed successfully on your first name Esxi02, right? Vikram says, is there a way I can abort the installation, increase my RAM, and then start it again? Wow. Abort, you just have to power off the machine from the dashboard of Esxi2, and that's it. And it's going to stop. Jay says, is that it for today? Yes, actually, guys, we have another lab that we're going to continue till 10:45 for 11:30. So let's start that lab now. And that lab is that how to create that SAN there. So Jay says that is that all for today? So in response to that, we're going to start another very big lab now. Okay, yeah, that's all, Jay. So if you have these 5 screenshots, upload. There's an upload already there. Break. This is a break for 1 week now. So break for 1 week. Yeah. Okay. Sandeep is saying I'm not getting an IP from DHCP pool. It's from another range. So your DHCP and your networking setting might not be correct. Olafemi says this is on OneNote. Yes, this is on OneNote here. And Shabadin says, can you repeat that send key? Oh yeah. So if I go there, so this is the action here. Your first name VM01 is this, and on the top right there's an action. So if you click the action, then there is guest OS, and then there is send key, and then there is Control Alt Delete. Right? Alright. So if you have uploaded the 5 screenshots, then upload it on Day05, which is already there, and bye-bye and others. So thank you. Can you check your IP? Is it from your DHCP pool? Oh, seriously? So guys, my IP is not from DHCP pool as well. So let's check it out. Guys, are you seeing this magnification that I've just shown? So 192.168.223.215 here. So that's not good. This IP is actually not from my DHCP. So it should be 50. But it's not 50. Oh, everyone has that. Thank you. Those were done. So this means that
Sir, I did the installation on ESXi01 instead of 2.
Esxi1, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. It's okay. Doesn't matter. But did it get that IP or not? That's the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I got
from
it.
your DHCP? Good. Okay. So guys, I didn't get that IP from my DHCP. It is from VMware Workstation itself. So first of all, I'm going to disable that internet connection from my server 2. First of all, I'm just gonna disconnect my internet connection from server 2. So I'll go to server manager here in server 2, and go to local server, and I think I did disable it, but somehow it's still Ethernet 1. Oh, it is enabled, seriously. Okay, I'll disable the Ethernet 1. First of all, this, and I'll check that afterwards that did this work. So I'll just go back to this, enter, and then put IP. Well, I'll just up arrow, IP config is there, and no, or release renew. I'll go for IP config /release, and then IP config.
Nama?
Yeah.
படிச்சிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
Oh, it connected.
நாளைக்கு பார்க்குறேன். ஓகே, நான் பார்த்துட்டேன். அதை டைனோசர் தானே, அது பேசும்ல, அதானே அந்த இது வரும், அதை பார்த்துட்டேன். டைனோசர் ஒன்று பார்க்கல, அதையும் பார்த்துட்டேன்.
Okay, so I mute all. So guys, yes. Oh, Jagwant, it's showing 200.2. No, Jagwant, you're inside server 2. You should be inside the virtual machine that is inside the Chrome. So do not open the command prompt for server 2. Open the command prompt inside the virtual machine that is your first name VM01. So you have to go inside that machine and then open command prompt and then run ipconfig. So Jagwant, no, that's not right. That's wrong. So guys, I got the 51 now. I'm okay now. So all I needed to do was to disable the internet network card, second network card on server 2, which was connected to my house DSL router. So, or it was connected to NAT. So it was getting IP from my VMware workstation. So now it is 51. 50 or 51, that's the IP you should be getting. And I'm getting that. So this is a screenshot we need. Okay. Yeah, that's very good. Either 50 or 51 or 52. If you got this IP, you're good. Right?
Sir, I'm getting beeper.
No. This means we're not connected to anything. So check if you did not disable the first Ethernet or Ethernet 0 as well. Right? Some of us were suggesting for server 2.
No, sir, I didn't disable the Ethernet.
So then check the IP on Ethernet 0 and go to details on server 2. Is it 200.2?
So I'm getting 51. Is it okay?
Good. You're good. Take a screenshot. You're good. FIFA. Yeah. So check if you have 200.2, and if the IP is not there, yes, it's gonna be. So we did change some of the settings of our Ethernet 0, Ethernet 1. Yeah.
Sir, Ethernet 0 is enabled, Ethernet 1 is disabled.
And what's the IP on Ethernet 0?
Yeah, it's .2, 200.2.
Okay, so then go to your server 1. Let's troubleshoot that. And then open your DHCP. Is your DHCP activated? Is it working? So let's go. Yeah.
My server 1 was just shut down accidentally, I guess.
Okay. So it's not working.
Yeah, probably I'll just reboot the system, sir. That should fix it.
Well, yeah, it should work, but yeah, just start the service and make sure it's green, and that's gonna work.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Sir, what should I do? Actually, I go into network settings. After that, I click on details. It is showing the default IP.
So which machine are you logged in right now? I mean, like inside which machine?
I am in VM01.
So first, oh yeah, type the 3 commands here. I'll put those 3 commands here, guys.
Yeah, I did that, sir. Host name, who am I, and IP config. But it's not. It's showing. It's showing 192.168.192.133.
Go to your server 2 then, and on server 2, go to the server manager on server 2. Server manager on server 2, and then click that Ethernet 0.
Okay, sir.
And now check your 2 network card settings. Which one is enabled? Which one is disabled? Or both are enabled?
It is. I have. Okay, 1 minute. So in that case, what should be there, sir?
Ethernet 1 should be disabled. And then you have to do ipconfig.
Yeah, it is actually 0 is enabled, 1 and 2 are
1
disabled.
and 2 are both disabled.
Yeah,
Then
both are
double click
disabled.
Ethernet 0 as well and check its go to
Okay.
details. Yeah, Shabatin is saying just delete the Ethernet 1 and 2. That would be even better.
Okay, sir.
But do you have 200.2 on Ethernet 0?
I'm getting 200.2.
Now, if it's still having some issues, so you can go to server 2 like this, above, go to settings and simply remove the excuse me, 2 network adapters. So I'm going to do a second adapter here. I'm going to click that second adapter. Make sure it's not the first one. Second adapter and then click remove.
Okay, sir.
So
Remove.
do that
Okay.
for your third one as well.
Yeah, okay, sir.
And then go back to Google Chrome, then to VM01, and you can just do ipconfig/release and then ipconfig/space/renew.
Okay, sir. I'll do that, sir.
Okay, so Sandeep also got it. Thank you for sharing, Sandeep. So yeah, anyone else? So guys, just upload that. Once you're done with that, then you can right click and power and suspend guest like this. Suspend. You can shut down as well, which is also okay, it doesn't matter. But suspend guest will freeze exactly on this window. When you come back here, it will actually have these windows frozen and it will unfreeze it next time. So it will exactly start from here, right? So, which is okay. If you shut down, it's okay. Doesn't matter. You just have to reconnect again, that's all. That also is okay. Power, and then there's a suspend guest. So if you shut down, it's okay. If you suspend, it's going to start exactly from whatever windows were open already, right? Hopefully everyone sees that. And
Sir, still I'm getting the old IP, sir.
the IP is not coming from your DHCP. Then go to your server 1
Yeah.
and tell me if your DHCP is green or red or
VM1?
yeah.
VM1?
Go to server 1. Maybe your DHCP is not working. Oh, but you're not getting a PIPA, right? You're getting internet IP.
Yeah, I am getting internet IP.
Okay, then you can give that team viewer.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Hey guys, Yongton also is getting that internet IP. Any volunteers? So I'll connect to Ruben's machine. Oh, so if any is also getting, anyone who wants to troubleshoot. Okay, Ruben's IP there.
Sorry. Sir, 1 minute. Sorry. This is my number. 1 minute. And my password is this one. This is my password.
Okay. So guys, when you troubleshoot for others, your troubleshooting skills get sharpened. It's always a good.
Sir, the subnet is 255.255.0.0 and it's still a paper. I did all the DNS stuff, like releasing, renewing.
Oh, okay. So then DHCP is working, right? It's green. It's up, activated.
Yes, it is.
It's authorized as well.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and then are you able to ping server 2 up to server 2? Then you can try to. Well, yeah, you cannot ping that one. So, yes. Huh? Yeah.
From server 1 to From server 1 to server 2,
Yeah.
sir? Each set?
Just the IP.
I'm just trying that.
And then from server 2 to server 1 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, try to ping both sides and then check.
Request timed up.
I removed that, sir.
$229.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So what's the IP you're getting?
I'm getting 192.133.
Start from server 2 to server 1, I'm able to ping. With server 1 to server 2, it's stating request timed up.
Request timeout. Okay, turn off the firewall of server 2.
Why does this keep turning back on over and over again? I don't
It's
know.
already off. It's again off.
It was off and it was on again. I mean, I have done this twice already.
Oh, so it's off again now?
Yeah.
Oh, then
Yes.
uninstall DHCP and then reinstall again. And restart the whole. Well, maybe you've done that before. Server 1.
I did that.
Oh yeah. So it's 192.133 and
It should be 229.
okay. Well, yeah, it's not supposed to ping here. 192.168.229.1. So should not be able to search that. Oh, request timeout. And I'm inside this. Okay. So first of all, what is the? You have removed that. So server 2 and DHCP server 1. This means that this machine should be restarted because the networking should be okay. Let's check this. Well, it's on NAT, but what's on server 1 on?
Yeah.
What was the gateway again? So
Gateway is 22.9.1, sir.
On 2. Yeah. Yeah, it's not getting that DHCP. So suppose we go for server 2 and add second IP that is on NAT. Actually, that should not. You know what? I'll change your to
ESXi,
custom.
not the server 2, because that VM is hosted on ESXi. We need to check what the ESXi's network card is.
Oh yeah, Esxi network card also should be on NAT. Well, I'm changing it to unit 15 right now. So, which should be the same, but I'm just changing everything to unit 15.
I shut it off, sir.
Well, just to be on the safe side for next time as well. Because if they're on the same VMnet, that's okay. But NAT is kind of a bit nasty. It gives internet connection as well. This is purely private network. So,
Okay.
restarting DHCP. Wow, Vikram says my all VMs are frozen. Well, that's Vikram. So try to stop all the services in the background, whatever can be stopped, like antivirus or anti-malwares or any other, and try to shut down one of the machines temporarily, and then check. And you may have to reduce the RAM, or check the CPU is full or RAM is full. Okay, so server 2. So why I added it here, because I wanted to add a second network card that I wanted to get an IP from DHCP on server 2 directly first. So then we could check that will it reach then the virtual machine as well.
Yeah.
So that's okay. So if I go there now, I have 2 network cards here. The second network card of server 2 should get an IP from the DHCP of server 1. Should. Oh, did I add it on server 1? Okay, maybe it's still coming. Wow. Didn't like my move. Oh, okay, now there's Ethernet 1, but it's on VMnet 15. Oh yeah. Yeah, it so far server 2 gets IP correctly from your DHCP. So
Yeah, okay.
it is reaching server 2, so it's this machine. So what is your network setting? Obviously the network setting we never messed up with, but we can just go for once more. Alright, got it. Woohoo! Okay,
Yeah,
now we're
got
good.
it, sir.
Alright, let's just retry.
And we gave the range from 0 to 15 was it, but it's taking
Which is
50
okay.
to.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Some got it resolved.
Oh, you got the IP?
So, sir, should I switch it back to NAT in every machine, or
Okay, well,
we
if you
can
keep it to
retain this?
15, it's okay. If you want to put it all back to NAT, yes, it's okay as well. Alright,
Okay, sir.
thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
disconnecting now.
Okay, sir. Good night. Okay, sir. Good night. Bye bye.
Sorry? Yeah.
Good night. Good night.
Oh, good night. Yeah, thank you. Alright.
Yeah, I got the issue
What was the
fixed
issue?
too. Sir, actually, one of the machines was turned off to a NAT on the settings. So I started from there, and I didn't have to install the DSCPN again.
That's good.
So
Okay,
that was
cool.
okay.
Good. Alright, nice troubleshooting. Okay, then bye-bye.
Um,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright,
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Alright, anyone else, or bye-bye for everyone?
Sir, when will you upload?
Yeah, you can upload to. Yeah, it's already there.
Oh, you created one for
It's
today.
already week 5, so upload
Okay.
there.
Okay, sir.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Alright, good night then. Alright, bye bye everyone. Good night. Alright,
Bye.
bye. just gonna right click here and power and suspend or shut down, doesn't matter. I'm just suspending. Power, suspend here. Suspend takes more space as well, so shut down if you have less space. Well, this is already shut down. And suspend. Alright guys, so I'll stop the video now.